So, ladies and gents, welcome to what is the first arena show match ever on Age of Empires 2 DE. The game has been out for almost 2 months now, and though arena is in the ranked pool, no one has organized show matches with arena players. And many of you probably know Jonslow. Jonslow has played arena for probably 15 years, and he's a big, big legend in my book.
Salve.
And the poor guy, everyone's banning arena. Everyone's banning arena. You get 8 maps, but all the Arabia players are banning arena, Black Forest, and all his closed maps. So I'm sure he's going to love to play this here. And I decided just yesterday to do this. There were quite a few people. Oracle, shoot, this is embarrassing. Victorious, there we go. Onion Duck. We've had a lot of people be very supportive of me over the Christmas season. Lots of new subs, all that. So I decided to spread some love to the players today. And originally Jonslow was like, you should do $200 as a joke. And I was like, all right, I'll do $200. I've casted enough YouTube videos, or uploaded enough videos of him where it's probably worth it. So he's playing as the Byzantines. It's green and purple as well, which is very rare because in the ranked queue, for whatever reason on DE, you can only have 2 colors. And each game is, you have 3 civilizations to pick from. I might upload this whole best of 7. It's very possible this whole best of 7 will go to YouTube over the next week or so. So I'll explain those settings in more detail here in a second. But it's a Byzantines war. They had Byzantines, Saracens, or Japanese to pick from for game 1. And in the classic Masters of Arena 3 tournament, which was 3 or 4 years ago, those were the settings for game 1. A lot of civs that we're playing with didn't exist back then. But I think the norm back then was to go heavy on monks. Lots and lots of monks, and you don't see near as many monks nowadays. So Jonslow's here. He's in the north of the map. In the purple, we have Dracken. Now, I might call this guy Dracant. If you look to my YouTube channel, there's a couple awesome uploads with him. He's a very, very talented arena player from the Czech Republic. And he actually messaged me. We were talking about it. And he said, thank you for fixing some settings similar to Masters of Arena 3. He said Masters of Arena 3 was, and I quote, my favorite Age of Empires 2 tournament ever. And then he must have thought about it and felt bad. Then he messaged me again and said, actually, Masters of Arena 3 was my favorite Age of Empires 2 event ever, after Hidden Cup 1 and 2, of course. So he was like, uh-oh, T90 might not like that. T90 might never invite me to another show match, so let me just clarify real quick. Oh yeah, Masters of Arena 3 was not as good as Hidden Cup 1 and 2. So yeah, they'll probably fast castle. Map-wise, it seems pretty solid. There's the main gold for Jonslow and the secondary gold. His third gold is outside his walls, as is his stone. The map, I'd say, is probably better for Dracan, right? Because all 3 of his golds are in the inside of his walls. Both players have a nice little side area to boom in. I think the stones... Wow, okay, this is pretty good. Dracan's main stone is there, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. I was thinking that maybe because his golds were in the back of his base, it would push some of the stones forward, but it's only just 1. Oh god! Oh god, Dracan, do the house trick! House trick, house trick! Oh no! Oh no! And what's really sad is, with DE spectating, I can't see in-game chat. But if you know Dracan, you know he's probably said something. I think he's cooled off over the years, but there is a series... Oh, guys! Okay, if you're watching this, whether you're on Twitch and YouTube, I need you to look something up. It's called the Salty series. Alright? The Salty series was a best of 9 between Metal and Dracan 2 years ago. One of the most interesting best of 9s for high-level play and high-quality trash talk. Both players have mellowed out since then, but... Man, I have to rewatch that. It was really good. Those two did not like each other back then. And, oh boy, was that good. Alright, well. Dracken lost a villager. I think it glitched out. I'm not sure what happened. The villager just froze up there. He might have misclicked it. I don't think that's a playlist on YouTube, guys, but if you search Salty Series T90 Official on YouTube, someone might be able to link it. Keep in mind, if you're linking and you're not a sub, you're going to get timed out by the bot, so you have to wait for a sub to do it. Speaking of, Pointy Boy, thank you for 11 months and 11,000 community game victories. Thank you, Jar Jar, for the new sub. Thank you, Sappin, for the new sub. Welcome. Thank you, Mini Winnie. It does have a playlist. Man, my YouTube channel is so bad when it comes to playlists, and we're working on it. But I actually have a playlist for the Salty series. That's funny. I find the fact that Dracken has clicked up so early to the next stage is very peculiar. But I believe he's going to use the market. Normally, you would only have 2 on gold when you're up into the next stage. If you want 200 gold when you arrive in Feudal. He has 4 on gold, so I think what he'll go for is maybe buying some food. But his eco does not seem all that good right now. He didn't even have his turkeys here. He did push in some of his deer, which was well done. Notice Jonslow. Okay, so this was what I was wondering. So the old meta was to go 2 or 3 monasteries with civs like Byzantines. But I don't think the meta is going to be the same anymore. I don't think we're going to see as many monks. What Jonslow is aiming for is a build which is kind of... And his build order also seems a bit wonky, but it's a build that will probably include a stable. I'm guessing. You build the barracks, then you build the stable, then you build the blacksmith. This is a build that you use if you want to make a monastery, but not go all in on monks. You just make scouts to patrol around to protect all these precious relics, which are so important on Arena. And then, if you snipe enemy monks, you can take them all for yourself. Okay. Redneck Chemist is gonna go watch the Salty series now. No! Don't leave now. Wait for later. Arbitaps, is any reason why you believe monks won't be as popular anymore? I think it was just a meta switch. By the way, excellent adapting from Dracken here. He did use the market to buy food. I don't know what really caused the meta switch. It's just someone started going for a stable like this, and all of a sudden people realized how all in and how low eco focus going for, you know, crazy amounts of monks was. Don't think there's any particular change. I just think players figured out how strong this can be and how weak going all-in monks is for your eco. All-in monks is, well, it's all-in, right? If you don't convert things, if you don't push, then you could be in trouble. And we might see 2 completely different build... Oh, boy. Okay, he does have Loom. But yeah, we might see 2 completely different builds. You see Jonslow. He's on his way up. He'll be making some scouts. And then you have Dracken out here. Fortunately for him, he did have Loom because of the tigers. I think he wants to go for... Yeah, he might want to go for spears and monks. Just like years ago. Voracious Reader, if you go... Sorry I don't have a link. Maybe one of the mods could do it. We could have a settings command. Just go to AoE Zone and look on the sidebar. It has the Showmatch there, and I did post the settings in a comment. Now, this is important. Jonslow has more HP on his scout. He's chasing Drakkons around. I don't think Dracken will want to show his opponent what's going on here. So notice how he's running around. He knows he's eventually going to die, but he wants to surprise his opponent. And this will be interesting. Jonslow spotted that. There's a weak villager from the tigers. The spear is there, though. I think the villager still dies. The villager dies and the scout dies. That's why you add the barracks. And you really need to wall in your villagers. Now, the reason you send 2 vills is because you wanted to build 2 monasteries, guys. Oh, boy. I mean, this could be a very, very quick game if the monastery does not complete and if more spears do not come out. Jonslow knows now. Look at the amount of farms he has. And look at the amount of farms Dracken has. Dracken is heavy on gold. He wants those monks. But it has not been an easy start for him, that's for sure. And I think Dracken might even dive in with his scouts to snipe the vill. It's very important to him. Okay, Sanctity's the first thing Dracken did. I don't think he'll be loving his eco. This is very, very... See, notice how he only has 3 villagers on food, 2 villagers on food? It's not great. I love how, for game 1, though, we see a classic strat versus the new meta. The new meta is definitely to go for the light cav. Jonslow has his own monastery. Oh, another villager came forward. And Jonslow also made an archery range to make skirmishers, which is fascinating. And Jonslow also sniped a monk there. Or, sorry, sniped the scout. Alright, well, I think the monk production was really slow, and we'll have monks and we'll have siege. And I'll talk a little bit more about how strong this can be in a second. Byzantines get all the monk techs they would ever want. So you research atonement, you can research redemption. Atonement means you can convert enemy monks. Redemption means you can convert enemy siege. I don't love the idea to add the skirms just because there will be mangonels for Dracken. But Jonslow does have a few more villagers. Drakken's not creating monks. Okay, he's getting redemption. So early redemption, now getting fervor. He needs to drop off the relic there. Okay, and he's gone for a ram too. You know, he's gone for a ram. It's a better move than a mangonel for now. And another monastery. This is so all in. I love it. Now atonement is on the way. Once atonement completes, Jonslow will lose his monks to Drakken's monks. Dracken converted a villager and then deleted it instantly. Just like he did with the spear a second ago. Alright, delete your monk. Delete your monk! Oh, he didn't delete his monk, he didn't realize. Okay, that's a free monk now for Dracken. Dracken really needs to keep his spears around. Alright, well, he's only producing out of... This is a mistake in my opinion. You see how there's 4 monks queued up in 2 monasteries? Oh no, now the elite skirms are here! And if the elite skirms are here, this could be a problem. There's no... The light cavalupin on the other side. There's no mangonel yet. Wasn't convinced, but it was a ram. Yeah, Dracken went with a ram to break in faster. Maybe he should have gone for a mangonel. Jonslow will just pick off every monk. This is so expensive. And now, I mean, Jonslow has kind of weathered the storm. And the skirms paid off. Now, imagine how different that is if Dracken goes for a mangonel first. If he is mangonel, it's a different story there, I think. Boom. He needs a shot. Oh, no, that was a gamble. And the light cav will arrive. Oh, that was a big, big gamble. Does Dracken go for TCs now? No, he doesn't, because he sold all of his stone. Like I said, really all in. The Scorpion will also go down. I think Jonslow is going to take game number 1. I mean, what do you do now? Your monks can't hop out of the monastery comfortably. Jonslow could boom a little bit. Maybe add that second TC once you start ramming down these buildings. I think Dracken will be disappointed in himself. I truly think if he went for the mangonel, he's able to hold there. He didn't see the ranges though, and Jonslow hid that. He didn't build it forward and completely surprised Drakken's. But this was the old meta. The monastery all in was the old meta. Let's see how many monks we have here. 3. So about to be 8 monks. And a bunch of scorpions, you know. Maybe there's a chance. What will be really annoying is if he wants to eject all the monks, he'll also eject the relic. Oh boy, that was a mistake. Oh no, Dracken! Oh, Dracken must be tilting right now. Scorpions fire, the monks come out. How are your Voodaloos? I don't think it's going to be good enough. There's still a ton of skirms around. Yeah, that was so costly. 65 population for Jonslow, 44 Dracken. Half the time he hasn't been creating vills at home. He just has made some mistakes, and you see the weakness of the all-in now. I'm definitely... Jonslow's stealing the relic! I love it. I love it. He's like, thank you very much. But, I definitely am running out of things to say at this point, because it very much feels like this game is over. You know, Jonslow has played this perfectly. There's no other way to say it. His light calf skirm move was perfect. So we learned today pointy stick is greater than old guy reading Bible. Yeah, pretty much. Where's your God now? I also think it's interesting how Jonslow, okay, just as I was about to say he didn't add an extra town center, he's doing it, but notice how he made sure that he had won the fight in the center before adding the TC. I like that. Hey, humanoid. T90 official, hello, did you get your fridge? Okay, since this game is almost over, do you want to hear the fridge story? Here's the fridge story. So, I went away for a week, okay? I don't know when, but whenever I was away from home, my refrigerator died, okay? Now, many of you might have heard this, but there's something else I need to tell you. So, it was just the refrigerator portion. I think. I'm not sure exactly how it worked. But anyways, that thing, I've turned it off. I had to clean it out. Spent a whole hour cleaning it out. It was disgusting because all the ice melted everywhere. To wipe up the hardwood floors. Long story short, I'm really not happy about it. But, listen to this. The ice maker continued to work. However, the freezer area, or the freezer portion that would hold the ice, would turn on and off, I think, because I found so much ice in my freezer. So what I'm guessing was happening is everything would melt, then my ice maker would say, oh, we need ice now, and make a lot more ice. Everything would melt again, and then my ice maker would say, oh, wow, you've been blah blah blah, you have been using a lot of ice. And then so it would make more ice. So it just kept making ice, 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 and everything accumulated at the bottom of this freezer and kept refreezing and unfreezing, and melting, I guess. So what that means is I had so much water and so much like mushed up ice at the bottom of this freezer. It was ridiculous. And it went all over the hardwood floors. Everywhere. Okay, why is Dracken not resigned? I'm really curious. Why has Dracken not resigned? I'm talking about ice here. He's actually starting to boom. He's on 3 TCs. Okay. Yeah, the ice maker was doing its job, but I guess the ice wouldn't stay frozen, and it just kept melting and refreezing and melting and refreezing. I should have taken a picture of it, but it was unreal, man. I didn't have, like... I had to get a hammer, because I couldn't pull the ice bin out from the freezer. I had to get a hammer. And last night at like midnight, I'm smashing this ice in my kitchen with a hammer to try and break it up. It was like 50 pounds of ice, and I couldn't lift it out. The ice maker refused to resign. Yeah, so frustrating. So anyways, I went shopping for a refrigerator. I went to 3 places, and guess what? Apparently, people gift appliances around Christmas, because no one can get me a new refrigerator until Friday. So I am fridgeless. The earliest I can get one is on Friday. My landlord already made the order, or already put in the order. But I guess it's because the delivery team is off on New Year's. You have all these holiday orders, so it's probably the worst time of the year for my refrigerator to go out on me. So what I'm gonna do this evening is I'm gonna buy a mini fridge, and I'm just gonna keep it in my living room. And I'll be fine, I guess, until I get the new one. And then I'm gonna return that, I guess. Or it can be like one of those streamers that has the Red Bull refrigerator in their stream room. I don't know. I hate Red Bull, by the way. Dracken, GG's, he taps out. So I was talking about Ice, but he was pretty much dead after the all-in. He had committed way too much. He didn't have the eco. Jonslow would have had all 5 relics, and he would have been an imp with a forward castle. And Jonslow gets the first win of this best of 7 for $200. Jonslow said he still wants it to be a best of 7 for the money. It's $150 to the winner, $50 for the loser. But I think both players said they'll play all 7 games today regardless. Dracken also said that he feels like they should play all 7 because it'd be really, really sad if he 4-0'd Jonslow. It would make him look bad. So he's eating his own words. He already lost game 1 to Jonslow. So much for that. Sorry, I got really distracted by the fridge story. But the score is 1-0. And the next game will be starting shortly. I forget my own settings. Okay, game 2. They have the choice of 3 civilizations to pick. They can pick Lithuanians, Cumans, or Bulgarians. Which one do you think is better? Feel like a lot of people would say Cumans because of the second TC. But Lithuanians could go for an insane fast castle into monks and siege. I don't think we're going to see Bulgarians picked here, but Lithuanians and Cumans is going to be close. See, some of the chat said Cumans and some said Lithuanians. Anyways, thank you for the refrigerator advice. Bullmeister, thank you for 2 years. He said, badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Dude, is that a UHF reference? Tell me that's a UHF reference. I think it is. It's almost word for word. Dude, thank you very much for the 2 years and for the UHF reference. That's a little bit of a throwback there. Full upgrades on monks plus the relic bonus on Cav. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But then Cumans are still really strong with their eco. I think one person will pick Cumans, the other one will pick Lithuanians. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Runner Rain says, what map? Runner Rain, the title of the stream is $200 Arena Showmatch. You might not see the title. It also says, in the center of the screen, today I'll be casting a $200 show match between Jonslow and Dracken on Arena. So to answer your question, in the sassiest way possible, it is Arena. Joke says, T90, do you have the enhanced graphics mod up for spectating? Yep, that's what I'm using right now. I have a lot of people asking about low elo legends. It depends on how long this best of 7 goes today, but if it doesn't go super long, I'll definitely do some today. Alright, so I'm just searching here. Dracken can't decide on a name. I don't know. I think he wanted a rebrand. New year, new me. Even though he changed it this year. Sure, Jonslow didn't message me. Looks like we're good to go. Yeah, I think I would pick Lithuanians. Oh, and yes, we got it. This is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted with these settings. All right, ladies and gents, welcome to a 1v1 arena game. In game 1, I said that I would probably be uploading the whole best of 7 to YouTube. However, game 1 was kind of a dud. So I will be uploading the best individual games to YouTube. And if you want to see the whole best of 7, I'll have it in the video description for you. Game 1 was a Byzantine's War where Dracken went for, or Dracken here, went for a classic Byzantine style of all-in monks. Jonslow went for light cav and skirmishers to counter that. It worked really well, and he got the win. Now for this game, I gave them 3 civilizations that they could pick, and the choices were Cumans, Bulgarians, or Lithuanians. Dracken, he's gone for Cumans, and Jonslow has gone for Lithuanians. By the way, Dracken or Dracken here, he's not defeated. It's just the spectating not working properly, but we're used to that by now. So I want to talk about why I did these civilizations for this game. I felt like well, first off, there are 3 new civilizations, but also there are 3 civilizations that are really, really good for a map like Arena. Bulgarians having the Krepos, Bulgarians having those conics, I thought they could be decent. Lithuanians are fantastic. Lithuanians start with 150 food. Their spearmen, line, and skirmishers move 10% faster. Each garrisoned relic gives +1 attack to knights and their leitis, which is the unique unit. And their monasteries work 20% faster. And if you know Arena, normally fast castle into monks is pretty common. So I felt like Lithuanians could be really strong here. Now, Cumans, they can also be very strong, and they were the most broken civ in the history of the game before the nerf. There's still a lot of questions to be asked about this civ. We don't know the potential yet, but you can build a second town center in Feudal Age. And so, with that in mind, I think Drakken's idea is probably to do that. Whereas Jonslow will probably go fast castle for the relics. So on one hand, Drakken's going to get a big lead with the villagers, but Jonslow will probably get a lead with the relics, and I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Of course, Cumans have the Steppe Lancers, they have the Kipchaks, they have so many really strong options, but I expected one person to pick Lithuanians, I expected one person to pick Cumans, that's what I was hoping for, so I'm really happy to see this. Alright, since it's Arena, it's fast castle, most likely for Jonslow. I guess a possible counter would be a tower rush to the 2 TC thing, but I think on Arena that's not the best option. The maps seem really balanced. There's the main gold there for Dracken, his secondary's here, as third in, and his extra stone is outside of his walls. And then for Jonslow, he also has a gold outside of his walls and a stone. I feel like the Arena generations are really balanced on DE. There's certain maps, especially the first month, that were really bad. But Arena, I have not had any complaints. In fact, look at the mini-map. They both have this little area that juts out. If Dave was here, we'd definitely be talking about what the mini-map looks like. I'm gonna leave that up to the people who are watching the stream right now. It's kind of a Geodude map. It's not bad. Gotta love the Age of Empires Arena community. I'm recognizing all of these people who only play Arena in my chat right now. It's also very easy to recognize them because they're never here when I'm not casting Arena. It feels bad, man. Maybe not never, I'm kidding, but I see Gaiase here. I see KC. KC Aaron's a YouTuber, he only does Arena matches. He's funny. So, whoa, he's getting Loom. Drakken's getting Loom, okay. He's definitely going Feudal. I'm just surprised he's getting Loom, because you don't really need it unless you're attacked. I feel like that's a waste. Skogo's another one. Skogo's a very good Arena player. There he goes. Well, I was thinking that this would be 4-2 for Dracken, honestly. But I haven't seen Dracken play in a long time. And I also know that Jonslow's he's actually been improving. He's been very active. So right now it's 1-0 for Jonslow.
Didn't have to wait for your midnight upload. Go to bed, Tristan.
Dr. Bones Clone, thank you for the $5, man. Nope, it's not midnight. It's well, it's noon for me. Or a little bit afternoon. Thank you, Beardy Potato, for the 500 bits. He said, I rewatched Legend of Noob Nothing for the 4th time. Your channel is just what I wanted for good, clean fun. Dude, that is a lot of Noob Nothing right there, but that's a classic game. So, I felt like, since Lithuanians start with 150 extra food, that the fast castle time can be lightning fast with Lithuanians. You have the deer being pushed in, you still have 2 sheep remaining for Jonslow, 5 on berries. I think his resources will be pretty good for this. If he pushes in this one, I think he's going to be fine. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my, whoa, Dracken is going for a tower rush. I didn't expect this at all. This explains why he got Loom. Whoa, okay, so this is a possible strategy on Arena The stone walls have 900 HP. You can build a tower here, prevent your opponent from falling behind, and then batter your way through the stone walls. The stone walls will double in HP when you arrive to Castle Age. This was a nerf that was made a while back to nerf stone walls on games like maps like Arabia, but that also affects Arena, where normally your stone walls would keep you very safe. The villager bonus for stone walls is pretty good, so they'll batter their way in pretty quickly. There's the market, there's the blacksmith for Jonslow. I'm really surprised Dracken wanted to do this. Oh, but he wants to tower rush and then boom behind it on 2 TCs. Well, what do you guys think about this? I feel like this is a nice thought. Because if he doesn't tower rush, if he goes for the straight 2 TC boom, it's just giving Jonslow all the time that he would need to get the relics. So he's applying pressure and at least delaying Jonslow a little bit while trying to get that second town center up. Now this takes some time now. They also made it so it takes longer to build this thing, but I kind of like the thought process. And Dracken is ahead in the tower war here too. I don't think Dracken can range that villager, but he will be able to after he completes the blacksmith and gets fletching. Both players are repairing. Jonslow is not on his way to Castle Age. I like this decision from Dracken. It slows down the fast castle. Dracken had to get fletching. I like this decision a lot. Hey Marty. Lily Callis, welcome. Hi Tristan, hi everyone. Grits from Flanders. Hey, look at the pressure. That villager could die. He doesn't. Jonslow is Howls. I mean, this is excellent pressure. Now keep an eye on the Vil count because Dracken will be on 2 TCs. Now, his Vil count will definitely be higher than Jonslow's. But Jonslow defended. He defended, which means he'll probably be clicking up to Castle Age soon. He's just been missing out on the food. The difference is that he didn't take his berries because he had to respond with the tower, and he spent 100 food and 50 gold in the fletching. Yeah, he realizes that now. Huh. Was that push worth the idle time of his own villagers? I think so. Yeah, because you look, Jonslow would be in Castle Age around 1530 if that tower push doesn't come in. And with the Cumans, Dracken is on 2 town centers, so Dracken has 2 extra villagers now. And soon he's going to have 4 extra villagers, 5 extra villagers, 6 extra villagers, so we'll see. I think it was worth it. I didn't realize Dracken lost a vill, though. You have to go back and watch some of the arena games between Jonslow and Dracken on YouTube. There was one in particular where, actually, I think it was Dracken playing. I don't think he was playing versus Jonslow, but they both tower rushed each other, and then the other guy went for a siege tower castle drop. It was crazy. If somebody can find that game, you get a cookie, because that was, I think it was one wild arena game or something. So why is Jonslow making a barracks? This is interesting. That tells me he might want a stable. Look at the villager difference now. 39 for Dracken, 30 for Jonslow. Dracken will be in feudal age for quite some time with this. That's 100 food he needs every 30 seconds or so to create vills, but it's a big, big lead.
Salam.
Does he want to go spear? Oh, there's vills. Okay, so he wants to turn this into spearman, monk, and siege. And he wants to pressure Dracken with... Oh, okay. Double monastery, probably a siege workshop follow-up, so he won't boom. Now you have a barracks from Dracken. Well, Dracken sees this. Do you think Dracken will have to make scouts while he booms in feudal to counter the monks? I feel like he has to do that. 572. If you're not subbed, you're gonna get timed out with the link. It's right. You'll be back in chat. I think Snippy found it anyways. Thank you for finding that. Because this is a never-ending cycle, right? You have 45 vills versus Jonslow's 33. But you can't just... If you wait for Castle Age now, it'll take too long. So you need to create stuff. This is going to be really interesting. Meanwhile, Draken's still trying to tower. Remember, Dracken told me that he felt like he would 4-0 Jonslow. So, he's got to step it up here. Yeah, there's the danger. There's the danger. If you have the scouts out, you can snipe those monks. Jonslow has the spears for that reason. Or will send forward spears, I think, for that reason. Lithuanian monasteries work 20% faster. Jonslow already got a relic. We'll grab a second one. He will start battering this down. And 2 stables for Dracken. He has 49 villagers. He's 15 more vills, but he has to go for scouts, man. This is hilarious. This is so unique. I've never seen anything like this before, and Cumans are just such a unique civ with how they can play out. And Jonslow's response to this has forced Dracken into this weird scout defense. And it might be a lot of scouts, too. I mean, if you can weather the storm, if you can take good engagements at the start, then I feel like, you know, he can just click castle. He'll have more vills, obviously, and then from there make other things. Jonslow is not known for his speed. He's not known for... Whoa, this is interesting. Hello. Hello. My villagers now. Alright, well... Jonslow has 6 villagers forward all of a sudden. He's converted those villagers. Why did Dracken do that? Dude! You're not going to have a vill lead if you keep this up. Are you kidding me? Jonslow has 44 vills and it's 48 for Dracken now. So much for the extra villagers. You just donated them to your opponent. I think Dracken was freaking out. He probably should have ran back. And guys, his scouts have bloodlines. He's also getting forging. He has to make this work. Jonslow has 6 monks. He will have 6 spears. It basically comes down to if Jonslow is going to have enough spears. This is still winnable for Dracken. I'd say he's pretty far behind, but it's only winnable if he surprises Jonslow. But now Jonslow sees the scouts are here. He will fail to convert a scout. Will he get pikemen? I feel like he might get pikemen. No, he's just making more spears. He's converting houses. Which might also house Dracken. Man, Jonslow's playing so good. Check this out. Yeah, now Dracken is housed. He can't produce more scouts. Oh my god! These scouts can go right into Jonslow's base! I didn't think about that. This is opened up. The scouts have forging too. Jonslow could lose so many villagers to this. And while he's distracted and converting stables, he might lose some monks here. Oh my goodness. Can Dracken find a wood line? He hasn't found anything yet. Remember, he doesn't know what's in here. The gold's to the left. He sees the lumber camp. He sees there's only 1 villager there, which is probably disappointing. This is just because his units are on attack stance. He needs to be careful. Oh, Dracken. Okay, he snipes the vill, but Dracken, just find the gold. Find the gold, and this changes everything. He doesn't know the gold is over there. You've got to look for it. No. You've got to look for it. That is so many scouts, though. And now a castle from Jonslow. Oh, my God. It's now or never, Dracken. It's now or never, but I don't... What is he... Oh, he's donating his villagers again. Oh, God. I think the strategy might be so the spears are not attacking the scouts. Will this be a doubt castle? Will Jonslow finish off the game right here? If this castle goes up, I think he does. That's a lot of scouts, though. The mangonels have gone down. The castle's at 60%. And while there are a lot of spearmen here... Oh, my goodness. I think the spears have done enough. There's still 6 villagers for Jonslow building this. The villagers are coming out. Jonslow's spearmen are dying to the town center. Well, kind of dying to the town center fire. What in the world is happening? The castle's at 90%. 91%. 92%. Denied. It will be denied. 95%. Or 94%. Now it's 95%. No way! And now the hole has been plugged, and Dracken is winning. Dracken has 21. He has 61 bills. I'm sorry, and it's 41 for Jonslow. What just happened? What just happened? I thought that was suicide for Dracken, but what he did there, I think, was just he tossed away the extra bills so the spearmen and monks would be distracted, and the scouts did work. This is one of the most unique arena games ever. That's so weird. Ay, 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 ay. Dude. That is something else. Okay, you know what would be hilarious? Is if Jonslow makes a siege tower, and siege towers over villagers to finish the castle. It's still at 95%. I think you need to wall this up. I think it's a mistake. I think it's better to stonewall in the castle than just place a tower here if you're Dracken. Because he could just batter his way through here still. Let me check the resources for Dracken. Dracken still feels like he needs to produce scouts. Yeah, man, you need to... No, don't go for towers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You have to stonewall it in. You have to stonewall it in. 70 villagers, 69 for Dracken actually, 46 for Jonslow, but Jonslow's converted a vill. There she goes. This could just be a bait, you know, baiting Jonslow to sacrifice more vills. It's at 95%. Here come the villagers. Dracken has villagers. Will it work? I don't know if it will work. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? It just needs a couple taps! A couple taps! No way! It's at 99% and somehow that villager got it up. The castle is up. That will do a ton of damage and the game ends. What? What a mistake, man. Why didn't he wall it in? I mean, okay, let's think about this. Let's say Dracken walls that in with first off, I think a lot of people and myself miss this. Cumans, they do not get stonewall. So if you go palisade wall, I don't know if it necessarily changes things. Because you cannot... Oh, we're on Aztecs. Okay, I was confused. Why did it say... This? Yeah, you don't get stonewall with Cumans. So if you house wall it, we saw how quickly that house went down, right? What was it? 4 volleys from the Mangonel? I wish he would have house walled it. I wish he would have palisade walled it. But I still think that with a few Mangonels and monks, Jonslow would just dive in for that, right? Wow. Someone said feudal ram that castle. That's true. I don't know if ramming the castle would make much sense there. I think Dracken had a good game plan. Also, just imagine if his scouts would have hit the gold on the left. Holy cow, man. That was crazy. Well, I think we can agree that was a wild game. It wasn't perfect, but that was quality. That's definitely going to YouTube. So YouTube, I'm casting this whole best of 7 on Twitch. The whole best of 7 is going to be available in the video description in the form of an unlisted video. But I imagine other games are going to be individual games and individual uploads because this is going to be a really nice set. The score is now 2-0 though for Jonslow. And here's the statistics. Check this out. Look what the 2 TCs did. I think it was the correct move for Jonslow to go for the Monk Mangonel push instead of just booming because it would not have worked. 70 villager high for Dracken and 47 vill high for Jonslow. Holy cow. Crazy, crazy game. Alright. So that game was a dream. I wanted Lithuanians versus Cumans potentially. We got it. Now for the next game. Okay, for next game. Dracan.
Force nothing.
Hold on, let me verify. Double check my own settings. Okay. You pick Dracan Civ, then he picks yours. So that's how game 3 is going to work. Scores 2-0, but for game 3, the winning player, so Jonslow, will pick Dracan Civilization, and then Dracan gets to pick the civilization for Jonslow. So you have to be...
Force nothing.
Hold on.
High T90.
You have to be really careful if you're Jonslow, because Dracan can just pick a civ that he's comfortable playing with against yours. Or the other way around, right? So let's say Jonslow picks Goths, then, you know, Dracan could go Celts or something. Or wait, hold on. No, Jonslow would be picking Goths. Let's say he picks Goths for Dracan, then Dracan would give, I don't know, Mayans or something that Goths is really good against to his opponent. So I think it's a fun idea. It won't be like this for every game. When we get to game 4, they will have a pick between Spanish, Turks, or Goth. Just tell me. Actually, they don't really need to tell me, because I'll have it figured out once we get into the game. Fourth Raven, thank you for the 4 months. Sorry, I'm speaking to the players on Discord here. Waking Up, thank you for the Prime sub, and hello. I saw you say hello in chat. Tennyson says, why was he still in Feudal? Tennyson, you'll have to rewatch the game, man. Because the game pretty much explains it all. He went for Tower Rush, 2 TC Boom with Cumans, and then he was forced to create scouts. Sure, I think that would make sense, KC. Yeah, we'll get there. When we get there, we'll address it. Drew Dozer, the only thing I can say, Drew Dozer was having some issues finding games, is go to the forums or Reddit. You could try tech support on my Discord, but I'm kind of out of ideas personally. He's it's actually kind of funny because he's trying to play a game, which is fine. But when his games don't work, then he shows up to my stream. So what Drew Dozer is trying to say is, he's not going to watch this stream if he can get into a game. I see. Feels bad, man. Any idea how to turn off Twitch emails? You can do that in your settings, Frith. I think by default, you're probably going to get notifications when I go live. You can turn that off in the settings. You can also make it so you get push notifications, maybe on your phone. Yeah, there are options there. I haven't done that in a long time. Ooh! I wasn't expecting this. All right. Well, ladies and gents, welcome. This is going to be interesting. So, game 1 and 2, Jonslow got the win in this best of 7 arena show match. And for game 3, the winning player picks his opponent's civilization. And then the opponent gets to pick, well, in this case, Jonslow's civilization. So what happened here was, Jonslow, he went first. And he gave Dracan Huns. And then Dracan gave Jonslow Vietnamese. So Huns versus Vietnamese. I feel like I would not have picked Vietnamese if I was in Dracan's shoes. You know? Like if you... Well, you get Huns. I don't know. There's a lot of mind games. There's a lot of like different ways you could look at it. But this is what was used back in Masters of Arena 3 a few years back. I think it's very interesting. So I actually, before we even talk about the Civ matchup, I want to talk about how this whole Civ thing worked. So again, Jonslow gave Dracan Huns, which is a solid mid to high tier Civ. You wouldn't want to give him, let's say Jonslow picks Vietnamese for Dracan. Then Dracan could pick a civilization that he feels like Vietnamese is pretty good against. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the possibilities. I'd almost like to see a whole best of 7 like this. This is an idea that really piques my interest. And I will be doing more show matches this week, so... Vietnamese might not be too bad against the Huns. If they get to the Rattan Archers and Halbs and post in, Vietnamese are good against most civs, but still feel like Huns, if they're able to get Siege Ram, just use that mobility. Siege Ram, Hussar, Skirm, Cav Archer, all those things are such a dynamic civilization. I'm hoping, for the sake of the best of 7, even though I think all games are going to be played, that Dracken gets the win to tie it up here. But the game seems to think he's going to lose because he's defeated. Oof, that is a really nasty boar lore there from Dracken. The map generation's really awkward. This is different than the other ones. I think Jonslow will be having no complaints about his map. A back stone, back golds. This is a really good map. The only bad thing is his deer are not within his walls, so it will be more difficult to bring them in. The map isn't awful for Dracken. He has the back golds, but you know, having this gold really far forward. Actually, I think that's Jonslow's, so his gold's over here. It's similar. Again, I've had no complaints with balance on the arena maps. Advance Happy New Year, T90. This is my small contribution to support the stream. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thanks, Atri. Happy New Year's to you as well, in advance. What is that? New Year's Eve is in 2 days? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I feel like doing an open map show match with settings like this, George, would be a nice idea. Because imagine if you did a best of 7 where the winning player always picked the opponent's civ, and then the opponent picked the winning player's civ. I feel like it would have some really interesting civ matchups that would not be top 10 civs at all times. You'd have to start it off where one person gets to pick, but yeah, we'll see. I'll have to think about some ideas. So here we have the deer being pushed in. I assume it will be fast castle. Very common strategy with Huns is scouts into boom. Scouts just to pick off any monks. Then get a monastery out there to get the relics, and then boom. But you could see something like Cav Archer. I wonder if Jonslow will consider going for fast castle into Rattan Archers with Vietnamese. T90, what will you do at New Year? I will stream. Woohoo! New Year, new me. I'll be streaming and making content. Thank you again, Atri. King Nicky, what's up, man? Thank you. Atri has gifted a few subs, actually. King Nicky has been subbed for 38 months. Hope everything's well up north. Okay. Kiwi has 2 pulls had a similar... It wasn't quite the same, but it was a similar thing. Yes, you did get to pick your opponent's civ. But it was a 2v2 tournament, so one of the civs from each team would be picked from the opponent. But I don't think there's as much strategy in that. And here, I feel like there could be some really interesting strategy if you do it over the course of a best of 7. I think the winning player would be at a disadvantage, right? The first person to pick their opponent's civ would be at a disadvantage, I think. I don't know. Have a small pocket so can only gift a few. Don't frown, Atri. You've been subbed to the stream for almost a year, and you gifted quite a few subs. Don't stress it, man. I know that there's many people out there who go crazy, but you realize if everybody just subbed to the stream, if everybody did that, it'd be more than enough. We wouldn't need to have all these gifts. But, you know, some people can, and I appreciate what little everyone's able to contribute. Thank you, Xe. How do I even say that? X-E-I-V-E-X. I'll call you Xe. So, both players are on the way to feudal age. Jonslow is not on stones, so I don't think he's thinking about Rattan Archers. Alright. So just fast he doesn't have the food right now. Just fast castle into a monastery or two? What's the plan here, Jonslow? A little bit late to the deer. The turkey's still hanging out over here. He was using the turkey to open the gate so he could push in the deer. Okay, so this build order is the scout build order. I think it's either the scouts or it's the cav archers. We really only do the cav archer build with Huns because of the discount. Lots on wood. Maybe it is cav archer. You see the barracks. Once the barracks is up, he'll build either an archer range or a stable, and then most likely a blacksmith. Let's see. I hope... Oh, he's going for the stable. Okay. So yeah, so this is the common build I explained where players will make scouts just for map control, and boom, behind that. Jonslow is having eco problems. He needs to drop off food. There he goes. Okay. So I think Jonslow will just boom here. Only 2 on gold. He'll have about 110, 120 gold when he gets to Castle Age. That's enough for 1 monk. But he's transferring a lot to wood, so I expect just TC, TC, or maybe TC, I don't know. But 2 new TCs and economy. Very little focus elsewhere. And so Dracken, you know, he's investing into taking map. So he has to make sure that pays off. He has to make sure that he does not allow this scout here, this single scout from Jonslow, to snipe his monks. And maybe get a few relics. T90, I just found the next nothing map concept. Darkness nothing. All units and buildings are forever stuck with 1 line of sight. Would it be fun? Chat, your opinion. Oh, man. It would just be a patrol fest. I feel like everyone would just patrol. That... You think that would be fun? Oh, alright, well, I'll have to get somebody on that. Darkness nothing. It could be called T90 blind nothing. Might be better. Might suit the stream a little bit more. So here are the scouts. Like I said, Jonslow, best case scenario, he'll be able to snipe monks with this single scout. Because he'll be booming. He won't have anything, really. I expect the TC. There it is. And then there's the monastery. So he'll make 1 monastery for a monk or 2. And then probably another one. Probably another TC right here. Yep. Hi Wata, thank you for 2 months. He says, my dad is buying Definitive Edition after playing CD for years versus AI. Should I cheese him game 1 or nah? I'll let chat decide. I think it depends. Do you still live at home? Does your dad cook dinner for you? I think we need some more information. If you still live at home and your parents are not charging you rent, I would say be careful and tread lightly. If you don't live at home, he says we moved out, he ain't cooking. Alright, cheese him. Cheese him. Cheese him. You're not relying on him at all. And it's also right after Christmas, so it's not like he'll remember it and get you a crappy Christmas gift. You're good. Cheese away, my friend. Probably wouldn't have been wise 2 weeks before Christmas. So, Jonslow will probably heal up this scout, and like I said, this is very important. There are the 3 TCs. He will probably gain a bit of an eco lead. But what's awesome with Huns is, because you don't need to build houses, you save so much wood. And you can also go for 3 TCs behind a push like this. So this is really well played from Dracken. These scouts are very important. Lame all his pigs. Here we go. Jonslow. Is it just me or is he faster? Is he faster? Feels like he might... Oh god. Oh no. What have I done? What have I... I'm sorry. That was definitely on me. The second I complimented him, he says, nope, I'm not faster. And his scout's dead. I really think he could have dove in there for that monk, but it was not to be. Boomerang LC, Dirk Lord, thank you guys for the Twitch Primes. It's a lot of farms over here for Jonslow. 42 villagers for him, it is 44 for Drakken's. More farms coming out for Dracan. Let's talk compositions. Let's just assume Dracan's going to have most of the relics. What should Vietnamese do here? Should they just go trash like Halb and Imperial Skirm? I'm thinking Imperial Skirm Arbalest and maybe Bombard Cannons? The problem with Rats and Archers is Rats and Archers take a lot of time. You need multiple castles. I don't know. Vietnamese have... they have a very weak mid-game. Late game can be good. Elephants impossible? Oof. I mean... Elephants with no relics and having a gold forward, I don't think that's ever realistic. You can see just how good this build is from Dracan. He's hopefully climbing his way back in this series. He should have all 5 relics. So it's got to happen early in Imp for Jonslow. What really, really stinks for Jonslow, though, is he doesn't even have an eco lead. So it's like, your opponent committed more into the land. Normally they'll be behind in eco because of that, but that's not the case at all. So Dracan has done an incredible job not forgetting about his economy. There are 3 monks out here, so if Jonslow could snag these 2 relics, I think he'd be very happy with this situation. And he would need to make sure that he would get conversions on light cap, which is not so easy. Hey, by the way, we will add T90 Jinx back. I just had to add Christmas emotes. So some of those Christmas emotes are going to be phased out this week, and I'll add T90 Jinx back. No worries there. Sorry, we don't have that. Repelmer, hey man, thank you. I'll have to check your content out. So, what Jonslow did there was really smart thinking. He used those 2 monks to scout, because he expects the light cav to come in. I think this is sloppy from Dracan to not be looking for this, because he has scouted the map, and he knew there was a relic there. Did it just dawn on him? Okay, well 4-1 is still not bad at all, but I think Jonslow is going to make it back. Yeah, see how he has monk on this side as a scout? Actually, he might be diving in for that other relic. Or looking for it. Yeah, okay, that monk will die. Might get a conversion, though. Oh, okay, that could be good. But I still expect this monk to make it back to Dracan's base. Dracan will soon click up to the Imperial Age. What will he do? What's the best thing here? Maybe Cavalier and Skirm and Ram? I feel like Siege Rams are necessary. Very, very necessary. I would love to see Elite Tarkin, but that would only make sense if there's a lot of archers and only archers from Jonslow. Yeah, there's the ranges. Okay. So he will go for some ranges. After the university is completed, he can click up to Imp. Game 1 and 2 were solid from Dracan. Game 1 actually was really sloppy by his standards, but this looks very clean. Very clean play, but very even, isn't it? Jonslow is also on the way to Imp. He's sending more to Stone, so we might see Rats and Archers. Vietnamese in early Imp can be more decent than you think because of the free conscription, so their units will create faster. That's a bonus that often gets overlooked. Remember, Jonslow chose Huns for Dracan, and then Dracan had that final pick, and he chose Vietnamese for Jonslow. Vietnamese are seen as a very weak civ. I'd definitely say Huns are better, and the situation is definitely better for Dracan as well, having 4 relics to 1. Full Siege Ram might not be a bad idea. I'm actually thinking CA, Skirm, and Ram to start would be the best move for Dracan. Because I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Halb. Probably Halb Archer, Halb Siege from Jonslow. These monks don't really matter now. Sorry, old man. I wonder if Jonslow will build his castle forward. Or if he'll build his first castle here and then creep his way forward. Because what I'm thinking is he needs to secure these resources. Okay, I should probably know this. I think I know the answer, but I have a question for you guys. So, you know how Vietnamese get free conscription? What I think is you don't need a castle to get the free conscription. Because I've never heard anything said about that. But does anyone know otherwise? Do you need to have the castle up for conscription to kick in? I don't think you do. You don't need to have it. Okay, when people say that's correct and I say two different things, that doesn't help. You can't say yes or no. I'm sorry. I speak too fast. What is correct? Wow, this is good. Jonslow now can see that Dracken is going for cav archers. Yeah, you don't need the castle. Alright, that's what I thought. Makes sense. Yeah, I think it will be Halb and Rattan Archer. And there are the siege workshops now for Dracken. So, 100 villagers for both of them. Just 1 or 2 vills in it. Remember, it's 4 relics for Dracken. And it is 1 relic for Jonslow. Jonslow is very good at turtling up. He has his castles very defensive. He needs that stone and gold. Eventually. Cav is on the way for Dracken. He has heavy cav archer already. He's building another castle. So, at this stage, when you have this many villagers, you commit your resources towards 1 unit. You max out on that unit normally, and then as you continue to create vills, more resources are going to float. Especially when you're creating archers, by the way, because you're floating so much food. And then you can make a switch. So I'm thinking Dracken will need a bit of a switch into cav. And he's already getting scale barding, so he's thinking about this. Now he's going to take this gold, he's going to take this gold. I mean, he has the 4 relics, so he's in a really fine position. And he now sees that Jonslow has a castle here. So I think if he would have built his castle out here, it would have been a mistake. Now Jonslow, he's kind of in harm's way with this castle. We'll see. Very nice micro from Dracken to focus down the Maganel. Oh boy. He should finish that off. There he goes. Rattan Archers and Halbs. I think Rattan Archers and Halbs can be really good here. But the Rattan Archers need upgrades. And Jonslow knows about this castle, so we'll start off with a Treb War. No siege ram yet for Dracken. He has only 10 military. He has so much food. He's got to use the food for siege ram. Still only 1 stable, by the way. These arena guys are so good with their Treb Wars. Jonslow, I guess, wishes to take down this Trebuchet. Actually, he's engaging versus the Cav Archers. And he's killing them too. I think this is sloppy from Dracken. I think he should have maybe garrisoned and ungarrisoned real quick. Now, Hun Trebuchets are more accurate. I've said many times they're 100% accurate. They're not. They're more accurate. So what Dracken is doing is using his own Trebs against Jonslow's Trebuchets, and this can be devastating. And all of a sudden, Jonslow has less military than Dracken, and he did kill the castle, but can he push this? He has vills repairing. We'll still be sending out the Rattan Archers. Rattan Archers have 0 defense upgrades. They're not elite, so they don't have that high pierce armor you're used to seeing from them. Not yet. And Siege Ram is on the way for Dracken, which is already, it's already been a nice meat shield with Captram. But man, how good has Jonslow been with this Treb War? I really expected this to go the other way. I think Siege Ram's going to be the end of Jonslow, though. Still so many Cav Archers from Dracken. This one Cav Ram is soaking up all of that attack already. Just imagine when it's a Siege Ram. And then the Rams and Trebs will probably push in. And Jonslow, he can't take his gold. He can't take his stone. He can't seem to do a lot with Vietnamese. And now even Elite Skirm will be in the mix. And Dracan, look at those resources. He could go, oh, he's going Cavalier. I love it. He'll need stables, obviously, but... See, that was the time. When you're down relics, when you have forward res, that was your moment. And these are elite rats and archers now. So they have nice pierce armor. 6 pierce armor, that's before any upgrades. They have 10 freaking pierce armor when they get the upgrades, but now your castle's being trebbed down. There's still no real answer to a lot of siege rams. Man. I think Dracan will probably... He might even be so confident he'll click Paladin. Yeah, Paladin's on the way. And now he's making stables, so we're talking Paladins, Rams, Skirmishers, and Cav Archers. Dracan is fine. Even if he doesn't kill this castle, I think he's fine. Vietnamese just do not have the options they need in early game. And Jonslow was slightly outplayed. Or I shouldn't say outplayed, I just think he didn't go for the correct strategy if he wanted this to go late. And that's why I find the settings for Game 3 really interesting. So for those that missed it, the Game 3 settings were the current winning player would first choose his opponent's civilization, and then his opponent would choose his. So Jonslow gave Dracan Huns. Maybe you're thinking, okay, T90, why wouldn't Jonslow, if he gets the first pick, why wouldn't he just give, I don't know, Dracan Vietnamese? It's a good question, actually. It's a good question. You could do that. But then Dracan could have time to think. He would get to pick a civilization which might be quite good. Or quite... I'd be picking Jonslow's civilization. I really have to work on explaining this, but he would pick a civ where Vietnamese might excel against, right? Scores 2-1 now. And for the next game, I have 3 civilizations that they can choose from. I think it's Spanish, Turks, and Goths, but let me double check. Actually, hold on. Here's the resources first. I thought Dracan played that really clean. 96 units killed. 23 units lost. He had more food, he had more gold, he had more stone. He played really well. 4 relics. I think the only mistake in that game was probably the initial Treb war. He didn't repair his Trebs enough, and he let Jonslow get a relic, but that's about it. Okay, scores 2-1. Oh boy.
Love the ranked maps show matches. More of this.
To the people complaining about the baby shark donation. Sorry. Thank you, Saseki. $100. He says, love the ranked maps show matches. More of this. Saseki, I'm hoping to do more, man. I'm hoping to do more this week. This has been fun so far. And I also really like the settings I've chosen. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but you can pick Spanish, Turks, or Goths. So what do you guys expect here? Think Spanish, probably. Turks, you could justify. I think... I don't know. I mean, Turks are slightly better than Spanish. In early game, anyways. Spanish is a safer pick overall, I think. Goths can be good against Spanish and Turks with their Huskarl spam, believe it or not. I'm really hoping it's like Turks versus Goths or Spanish versus Goths. That's what I was envisioning, but I have no way of knowing. And I think they started the next game already, and it is Turks versus Spanish. Chat, please salute Saseki for the $100 donation before this game starts. That is super generous. The big reason I'm able to do show matches is because of support like that. Thank you, man. Okay. Wow. So this is game number 4. between Dracan or Dracken and Jonslow.
Club officially endorses all of the wonderful
I don't even need to
content
look at that alert,
today.
and I can tell you that that is Nate Weir that resubbed. Dracan is playing as the Turks, and Jonslow is playing as the Spanish. Jonslow said that... No, Jonslow and Dracan said that with my settings, they felt there would be a lot of mirror matchups, and we've only had one today. So, I'm really proud from the settings standpoint. I feel like there's enough variety and there's enough subtle differences between the civs that I'm giving for each game to make things interesting. Turks, you're probably going to see a castle. You're probably going to see Janissaries. You could potentially see Fast Imp here with Turks. And then Spanish, we're probably going to see gunpowder from him as well. I think Jonslow will probably look towards Conquistadors. Now, the maps are really compact. Jonslow does have a bit more space back here now that I look at it, but you see how compact things are on the front? So he'll definitely want to get a castle up there to secure his base. You could say the same for Dracan, but I mean, 2 back stones. Both players have that little side area, and then if the castle's up on the front, the base is awesome for Dracan. It is a little bit less fortunate because this gold is outside his walls. But who cares? He's Turks. He has the gold mining bonus. So here's a question for those watching the stream. What do you think is better? Janissaries or Conquistadors? If it's Spanish against Turks, what is better? Varian said Conquistadors. Tim said Janissaries. Zybzek said Janissaries. Okay, so it's 50-50 in the chat. So the answer is, I'm disappointed, actually, because we have so many people. There we go. John's got it. It depends. It really depends. So in early Castle Age, you're not going to be able to afford upgrades. And if we're looking at unupgraded units, in a 1v1, Janissary is better. Janissary has 8 range, the Conquistador has 6. Janissary has 1 more base attack, and there's not too much of an HP difference there. However, Conquistadors, they have more potential as the game goes on, because you can get the defense upgrades on them, you can get husbandry. First off, they have the mobility, you can get bloodlines for extra HP. So in early Castle Age, Janissaries are really good. But it's very, very rare that we're saying that Conquistadors are not the best early Castle Age option, because in every other situation, what do I say? I say early Conks are the strongest. In fact, normally Conquistadors get weaker against other units and other situations as the game goes on. But here they get a bit stronger. Both civs will probably transition away from their gunpowder. You know, if this game goes on very long, I don't expect to see only Conquistadors from Spanish. You could see skirms, you could see paladins, you know, halbs, champions, but the Turks could go for cav archers and hussar. But yeah, I expect a castle to go up.
Defend him.
4 on wood for both. This is definitely going to be a fast castle build. And it's just all about their build orders, all about their economy. And yeah, we have some time to talk about this now. As much as I'd love to see a fast Imperial choice from Dracan, I don't think fast Imperial is very wise. I think it's too risky. And your economy is just too weak to push Spanish. I think Spanish would almost invite that, so. Instead, we'll probably see a castle and a monastery from both in early Castle Age. They'll fight for the relics, they'll fight for map control, and then, you know, it will still be very much about how good is your economy behind that. An argument I could make for Spanish here, though, there's a few of them. Again, the Conks have the mobility. Spanish have better options than Turks throughout the game, so you have access to elite skirm and halberdier, which Turks do not have. And then also, Spanish villagers build faster, so your castle will get up faster, your monastery, your TCs, all those things will be up slightly faster, so. It still very much depends, but that's the way I see it. If the Spanish and an enemy trade, do just the Spanish get the bonus? Yes, exactly. Just the Spanish get the bonus. I don't think we're going to see trade in this game, but I would love to be proven wrong. The trade heist, new meta. I know this is a game, but there's something about a sheep holding the gate open for a scout pushing a deer That seems a little unrealistic to me. Yeah, that is a little bit unrealistic. Indeed. I wonder who was the first to figure that out. You know, it had to have been years ago. All the arena players were upset when their deer would be outside their walls. They'd be on their dial-up internet, so they could never push deer because of all the lag. But, you know, the lag started to get a little bit less, and someone figured out, I can just leave my sheep under there and open the gate. It is kind of silly that there's no, like, open gate button. You know, you can lock the gate. But who's locking it? If there's no one there to open it, who's locking the gate? That's my question. Did Dracken not realize he has a sheep underneath his town center? Because he needs food right now. I feel like he's blind and he can't... Oh, nope, he sees it. Okay. Alright, he must really feel like he's going to need a bit more wood. This deer is not cooperating. Nate Weir, thank you for 31 months. He says, All Canadian Dave fan club officially endorses all of the wonderful Canadian content in chat today. Hope you've been well. I did ask Dave to stop by today. He said his normal response when I invite him to co-cast is, we'll see. So I think he must be busy. That would be very much like Dave to show up halfway through a best of 7. You see the stone miners, so it will be conquistadors. Oh, sorry, it will be janissaries for Dracken. I judged his build a little bit, but it looks near perfect. And then you have Jonslow. Jonslow is a little bit low on food, but I think he'll be fine. And he's also on stone. I'm excited to see this. Can we just appreciate the fact that it hasn't been... So my issue with the rated games is that players want to win so bad. I know, wow, players want to win. That's so awful. But so many players are tryharding to the point where we see the same civs all the time. I've really been appreciating these different civilizations here today. The normal way of playing when it was Arabia only on Voobly is pros would just go random civ, but no one's doing that anymore because of the map queue. The ranked queue, and how you can't see if your opponent's gone random. So it's just a lot of mirror matchups or Aztecs, Mayans, Cumans, you know. And so I like how throughout this best of 7 we've had different civs, and I'm hoping to do more of this type of thing. Definitely this week I'll be doing a lot of it. Viper goes random civ, #respect. Yeah, well. I think there's a reason for that. Well, Viper doesn't take rated games near as serious. He's also really good, so. Okay. So, I'm guessing the castle... Ooh, I wonder if they hide the castle, potentially. Nah, I think the opponent's going to know that they're going for a castle because of the castle age times. Because they'll be up pretty late, so... Just build the castle in the front. I was thinking maybe you hide it and build it back here. Ooh, okay, so the scouts are fighting. Who do you think will win here? Only 30 HP for the Turk scout, 25 HP. But it will be light cav soon. I think he has to risk it, right? Fight. I think the scout still wins. You're looking at 7 attack versus 5 attack. 28 HP versus 45 HP. So yeah, maybe that's not the play. Unfortunate for Dracken, because normally having the free light cav upgrade can be very helpful here. I think he will just run around and try and make it back to his castle, and we see a castle from both of them. Alright. He might just lose this. He sees that Jonslow is building his castle there. This will come as no surprise. I swear I just heard a trade cart. Did you guys hear that? I heard the noise. The trade cart noise. It's probably the scout or something. The horse. Okay, the castle will be up. This light cav will loop back around. Nice job. And it's just... Oh, nope. It's a castle and a monastery for Jonslow. See, Jonslow already has the second TC. This is the power of Spanish builders. And the scout is saved. With a light cav. Now, will this be more of an all-in play from Dracken? Will he accept that if he goes for TCs, it will delay things? And will he go aggressive with one TC? There's only so much you can do. There's very little you can do, actually, because of where Jonslow has placed that castle. But, ooh, the light cav is there. No, I don't think the light cav will take the monk out. Oh, nice shot. Beautiful micro from both so far, and conversions will be very, very important. Remember, more range for the Janissary. Monks also have 9 range. The monk gets a conversion. That's huge. That conversion helps out so much, because right now, Dracken will be a little bit hesitant to push forward. It worries me that Dracken has 800 wood. Okay, he's just now adding the town center. Whereas Jonslow has been on 2 TCs for a little while now. Why am I singing? I'm not sure. Because I'm happy. 2 relics soon for Jonslow. He sends in the scout after this monk, and oh, get it! Ah! Oh, he got it! Nice snipe. That's huge, man. If he can get that one and then this one as well, that'll give him a pretty big lead with the relics. This will actually be his 3rd being brought in, so he was much faster. I think it's the Spanish building speed. He's a whole lot faster to get everything out. Let's watch these Janissaries, though. You see what Janissaries can do? This is why I think maybe if you're more aggressive as Turks, it makes sense. Maybe go imp faster, build a forward castle, start pushing with Janissaries and bombard cannons. Jonslow really wants that relic. He snipes another monk from Dracken. I think it would have been wiser for Dracken to use his monks for conversions. He snipes a monk, but he did lose one of his units here. The Conquistadors are much faster. I think Jonslow will not be disappointed with this at all. He even snipes that monk. That's so many monks down for Dracken. And his Janissaries will go down as well. I've loved the micro from Jonslow, running back and forth. Dracken could have kept the monks alive. If he didn't rush to go out here, it would have been okay. And I think we're seeing the mobility of Conks now. So yes, Janissaries have more range. They have a little bit more attack. But I think you still need the monks in there. The Conquistadors can pick and choose any fight they want to take. You don't have that luxury. You do not have that luxury with the with Turks, because you're slower. But I will say Dracken somehow has more villagers. He is on 3 TCs. It's just 2 TCs for Jonslow, and I think this is all part of the plan. Ah, it is part of the plan. Man, Jonslow is so good. His arena strategy is so on point. Now, he does need to be very careful still. But he wants a forward castle, and he wants to click up to Imp and push with Trebs. Ooh, man, the micro. This is so risky. This is so risky. Look at the micro from Jonslow! Where is this coming from? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, doubt. What is happening? It's a good strategy. You're on your way to Imp, but you don't have the conk numbers. Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Now, if he goes Imp and he doesn't have a forward castle, what's he going to Imp for? He can't comfortably push out with Trebs. Ouch. So maybe this was a little bit too aggressive. Maybe he needs to wait for now. Dracken. I just heard that trade card again. Dracken, he's been on 3 TCs, so he's investing a whole lot of food into more economy. Jonslow was hoping to go to Imp to get a power spike from it, but what will that power spike be? I believe he's gonna go all in conks, right? So he's building the stable just for bloodlines. We'll probably see the armor upgrades come in. He's going to heal up his conquistadors. Don't know if Dracken is going to be expecting this move. Also, this is pretty funny. I saw he was protecting that relic, and he's going out to it now. So it would be 3-2 with relics if Dracken gets that one in the north. Is this confusing anyone that I'm calling him Dracken? I was going to try and call him Dracken because he changed his name, but I feel like I'll always know this guy is Dracken.
See?
Hopefully it's not. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot of conks now. 10. Oh my goodness, but the Janissaries from downtown. That is some insane range. I think monks are going to be very important for both here. And in order for this strategy to work, Jonslow needs to place a castle forward. I feel like gunpowder is so inaccurate on DE sometimes. Okay, Dracken will know. I'm way ahead in eco. I just need to hold. If I hold, I'm good. I don't know how some of these shots aren't hitting. There it's hitting. Ooh, both will go for conversions. Both will get conversions. Think this is still better for Dracken. Oh no, Bloodlines is in. Armor is in on the Conquistadors. How will they do? How will they do? Still not good enough. Still not good enough. Now the castle goes up. Is the castle far enough forward though? Because when you don't have the army to push, you're hoping your castle fire is going to protect your trebs. I think the treb would be out here, which would be in range of the Janissaries. Now Dracken will probably click up to the Imperial Age in a second himself. The Turks get free chemistry, so that means bombard cannons. And maybe a tech switch. Like maybe it's worth building stables here and going for camels. I'm not sure. Certainly has to continue to create Janissaries for now, but with 78 villagers for Dracken and 49 for Jonslow, Jonslow does not have the luxury of a tech switch. Dracken definitely does. Zybzek says, T90, I think people should always be called by their original names. Oh, you do you? Uh-huh. I call you Spice and everyone on YouTube is confused because you changed your freaking name, you troll. I also can't pronounce the new one properly, which makes me feel great.
Monday?
I called him Doubt because of the failed castle. Also, sometimes instead of saying, oh my god, I say, oh my Doubt, because Doubt is the Lord and Savior. I've been loving Drakken's micro. It's a really nice micro. I mean, both micro... the micro from both of them has been pretty solid. But this is the problem. If the castle was up earlier... If it was up here, these trebs would be trebbing this castle. It's not the case right now. But the conks do have imp armor, so... We have a lot more armor. And that's 3 trebuchets. It's no joke. Very quick conversion, though, for Dracken. Here come the trebs. Oh, man. This is where the game is won or lost right here. If Jonslow takes out the castle, he has a chance. If he continues the push, he has a chance. Ooh, wow, we will see a switch for Dracken. He has archer ranges, maybe expecting to lose the castle, and he just gives it up. Now, there's a risk he could get housed badly because building a castle gives you extra pop space. Keep an eye on the pop space at the top left. There's a risk he could lose his relics. I think Dracken realized it was too risky to take that fight. He'll actually go for... This is going to be cav archers. Okay, he does have Bracer on the way, so cav archers could actually bail him out here. But you know what Jonslow's going to do, right?
See?
You know what he's going to do. He might have 40 less vills, but he has a whole lot of stone, and I expect villagers to come forward at some point, or I expect another castle. I also expect him to try and take these relics for himself. What? Why did the relics go so far forward? That is such... What is that? What kind of hacks is that from Jonslow? It's like the relics want to be with him. Well, that's tilting. He had his gather point set forward. That's a good point. Maybe he did. But I've never seen them hop over a wall like that. I guess it kind of makes sense. That's funny. They moved forward 3 tiles. They're not even 1 tile on the other side of this wall. Or are they? I can't tell. Man, this is just such a good arena game because the low eco push is Jonslow's specialty. And with these conks, with the numbers he has, with the monks he's creating, with the 3 castles, it's working. At the same time, there's quite a few Cav Archer upgrades for Dracken. I think what Dracken really needs is some of his own trebs and some bombard cannons. And right now he's getting Sipahi, which is a unique tech for Turk Cav Archers. So we're seeing this. It's very rare you see it, but I mentioned it. Oh no! Oh my god! Abandon this area! Abandon this area! Holy cow, these villagers could die. These villagers will die! Drakken's on the way with the Cav Archers. His Cav Archers might have extra HP, but Dracken said, I think he's taking gold over... Or, sorry, Jonslow said, I think he's taking gold over here. What's funny is, Dracken will still have so many more villagers. Cav Archers are pretty good against Kongs. It's probably the best option you have as Turks. But no relics. Those relics are going back to Jonslow's base. Can't take this gold. You can't take this gold comfortably. I think Elite Conquistador is about to come in for Jonslow. Looks like he has the resources for it. And now a Siege Workshop. So will he go Rams? Maybe Rams bombard cannons from him? I love how he's using his mobility. He's running all around. Not a very easy fight to take against the Cav Archers, though, because the Cav Archers will have more range. But Conks are... they're redonkulous. Reconculous. Something like that.
Monday?
Jonslow, it feels like Jonslow has the lead, right? He's the one pressuring, but Jonslow has 40 less population. And that is the villagers. The military count is even. What is better, 100 HP Cav Archers or 90 HP Elite Conquistadors? Think long-term, the Cav Archers are way better, but there's still no real way that Dracken can push the castle, and I think if Jonslow gets Rams in here too, then there's no answer to the Rams. This is a quality game. All things considered, this isn't the best game of the day. Entertainment, I think this is really good, but might not be as entertaining as some of the more unique games we've seen. But this is probably as arena as it gets. The low eco push versus the high eco boom. Now, I said that Dracken would not have an answer for the Rams. He's actually making a few Hussars, but man, he's housed badly. He has resources to create things. He's just not able to because he's pop capped. And the Conks will move right back over here. I think this is a very good decision, but Dracken has placed a TC here. He's just hoping Jonslow doesn't find that. Actually, Jonslow could go over there. Jonslow also doesn't want to abandon his castle and abandon his trebuchets. That's a lot of Cav Archers from Dracken. The score is 2-1 in a best of 7. Can he hold on? Seems like he's not interested in pushing this back, which is a worrying sign. He's making Hussars. He's just now getting the second armor upgrade. He doesn't have attack. Is Siege Ram on the way? Okay, no Siege Ram. Oh, Siege Ram for Dracken. Okay, so he wants his own meat shield. Alright. Well, Conks do a bit better against Rams than the Cav Archers will. But Siege Ram, you could use your own Siege Ram to counter the Capped Ram. And then you have Hussars too. Okay, this is interesting. Very unique fight now. Rams in front as meat shields. This is probably one of the biggest takeaways you can take. If you're a newer player, if you want to take anything away from this game, Rams as a meat shield is underrated at lower levels. The ranged units aren't even attacking each other. But Conks, man. Conks are insane! Conquistadors are nuts! Look how quickly the Siege Rams die, but is it quick enough? Not sure it's quick enough. There's now Rams in front for Dracken, and all of Jonslow's Conquistadors are distracted. He doesn't have as much economy. He might have the 5 relics. He seems to be microing his Conks against the Cav Archers. It is 28 Conquistadors versus 24 Cav Archers. And then you have the Siege Rams in here. This isn't very easy micro for Jonslow. He has to click, otherwise his units are going to automatically attack the closest thing, which is the Rams. And Jonslow will not have enough to push it. He's at 95 pop. It's 155 for Dracken. And that is not a good sign. When you have a less economy, that is not a good sign. You can't push there. I think this will give Dracken a lot of confidence. You see him coming right back out to his golds. And this would probably be the time to start pushing these castles. At least make a few trebuchets, Dracken. I think if Jonslow would have just pressured here, now there's a castle here, but if he would have pressured there with a few conks and kept an eye on that, it could have made all the difference. So much gold income for Dracken now. And he could even consider Ram pushing this castle down. We saw how much the Siege Rams mattered there. And it only gets better for Dracken too, with his options, because the Hussars weren't fully upgraded.
It's been a year.
Quite honestly, Jonslow has to hold the front for a while, and what he should be trying to do is expand his eco behind, because maybe if he could even out the Vil counts a little bit, he'd have a chance. Wow, that is a ballsy castle. Or not so much a ballsy castle from Dracken. It's a wisely placed castle, just kind of unexpected on the front there. And now he has some cover fire for his units as he wants to push Jonslow back, and I think he will. He has more Rams on the way. It's 60 military for Dracken. It is 40 for Jonslow. Jonslow has 40 less villagers. Yes, relics are good, but everything's falling apart for him. What a game. What a hold from Dracken. What a series. That castle's a goner. There's nothing Jonslow can do about that. I mean, he can try and keep his castle up, but he'll lose units in the process. That gunpowder is really loud. Bang! I hear a lot of that in Florida. Yeah, see, he realizes, oh, there's a gold over there. Oh, too late. Too late. The castle's already up. Oh yeah, just shoot the just shoot the castle down. Okay. Alright. Well, that's not gonna work, sorry. And he calls the GG. What a game. That was so cool. Like I said, there's been a lot of entertaining games in this best of 7, but this was just like classic arena. I love it. The way I say it is low eco up, which means you go up to the Imperial Age with less economy in hopes of gaining an advantage with map control with a power spike. In this case, Jonslow got the power spike. He did get the trebs forward. He did get the conk upgrades. And then it was up to Dracken to hold and defend. And I was questioning at that time. I wasn't sure at the time, but do you remember when Dracken lost his forward castle? I think a lot of players would have been more stubborn there and maybe fought. I think a lot of players might have repaired. But I think that would have been a waste of resources. He ended up backing up. He realized he would have the time, and he made that tech switch into the Turk Cav Archers, which was such a good decision. If he would have tried to go for any more gunpowder, it would not have worked against Conquistadors. Like we said, Conquistadors are much better than Janissaries and hand cannons and Imp. And, you know, any other option like Camel probably wouldn't have worked either. So, really well played from Dracken. And that evens up the series at 2-2. 200 bucks on the line here between two awesome arena players. So that one is also going to YouTube. I haven't kept track of how many are going to YouTube, but I don't think all of them are. Not sure yet, because I can't see the future. But if you want to see the whole best of 7, the whole best of 7 will be in the YouTube description in the form of an unlisted video. And there will probably be other games coming up as individual uploads, because this has been badass. There's the eco. Alright. Well. More food, wood, stone, and gold collected for Dracken. No surprise there. I bet you the relics paid off. Yeah. Jonslow might not have had the villagers, but the relics paid off a bit. But it didn't matter. This was the moment right here. This was the moment. You can see it.
My brown suck if T90 is on.
This was where Jonslow was making his push. He had less economy, he had more military, and Dracken just had to weather the storm, and he did. Beautiful game. Why did he resign? Because all of his units were going to die, because he was 40 villagers behind, and he just knew, because he's experienced, that his chance was gone, and that the game was over. Alright, so what settings do I have for the next game? This one might be your mirror matchup. For Game 5, they can pick between Britons, Ethiopians, and Incas. What do you think, chat? I don't think Britons will be picked. I'm thinking it might be both Incas, but Ethiopians could be very good against Incas in the Imperial Age. They get SO, they have the amazing ARPs, they get the Shoto Warriors. I don't think anyone's going to risk it because the score is 2-2. I think they'll both go for Incas, but those are their options, okay? I think Britons probably will not be picked there. Drunk Goat says, "Hi, Dad. Hello, son. Aren't you supposed to be working? Nice to see you, man." Topen says, "How am I meant to watch my Browns suck if T90 is on?" Dude, what is it, the last game of the season for the Browns? They're not going anywhere, so you might as well stay here. Thank you for the 35 months. Strategic Fawn, thank you for the year of support. Johnny Rebs, thank you for 26 months. Thank you, Mist. Thank you, Maximus Quietus. Nice to see you back. And FLX, thank you for the new Twitch Prime sub. I gotta drink some water, guys. These have been some pretty crazy games. T90 Official, are you a soccer fan? Okay, this guy's name is S. Gerard. I think that was a slip up on your part to ask me that question. I'm sorry. Yeah, you slipped up asking me that question with that username. He says, "Wait, what?" Well, I assume that stood for Steven Gerrard. So I was making a joke that Steven Gerrard slipped and threw away the title against Chelsea a few years back. But this joke isn't near as fun now because Liverpool are really good. So now I haven't really been following it the last year. I've transitioned away from watching that sport a lot, and I've been watching a lot more hockey and UFC. Gerard says, "Oh, I'm gonna unsub then." Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll watch Champions League occasionally, but I put so much time into my content. I tend to watch sports where it's in the evenings for me. Most of the games are in the daytime. Liverpool just won versus Wolves? Really? Okay. I know Wolves have been playing incredible. You said UFC. Yeah, I've been watching it a lot over the past year and a half, and I've also... So in the past, I'm a Capitals fan for the NHL, but I never really watched the regular season. But this year, I've been watching the regular season, and I'm really enjoying it. Looking forward to the playoffs. All right. So they haven't started the next game. You can probably hear me refreshing. They will start soon. Let me just make sure there's no questions. Jonslow said, "I need 3 minutes. I'm starving." All right, so he's having a snack. Yeah, no worries, S. Gerard. Liverpool have a really good team now. They're really fun to watch. If I can catch a game, honestly, I really enjoy watching Liverpool because they're a fun team. T90, Clemson versus LSU. I don't really watch college football. I'm also a Vikings fan in the NFL, so it's a rough life. I'm used to disappointment. Let's just put it that way. Says the Man United fan, lol. Yeah, I am a United fan. The big issue, and I've explained it before, that I have with some sports is there's too many people who let me back up. I like sports where it's all about the team. So the NBA I'm becoming less interested in because it's just like, oh, this superstar moved to this team and this superstar does this. I really like hockey because while there are strong individuals, the teams with strong individuals are still losing frequently. You don't have the same teams winning year after year. And after, like, when hockey teams win, it's always about team effort and all-in dedication there. I don't know. I guess, it's just sign of the times, but maybe I'm an old man. But it bothers me when I watch like certain sports and people like suddenly they're all about like the fame and the celebrityism of it, So those things bother me, regardless of the sport. It happens, everywhere. Those guys are at the top of their game, so I can understand it, but still. Do you play FIFA? Nah, I quit playing those games years ago. LRE, sorry, we're trying to buy the time because Jonslow is eating, man. He wasn't kidding
Your favorite hockey team?
about 3 minutes, and
sport.
I wasn't kidding about the Civs. See, I feel so happy. I feel so happy because I was worried. I was worried that we would see mirror matchups because the players said they thought there'd be mirror matchups, but I gave them 3 options. I said you can pick Incas, Ethiopians, or Britons for this game, and for game number 5, we have Ethiopians versus Incas. Dracken has chosen the Incas, and Jonslow has gone for the Ethiopians. Yet again, it is on Arena. Arena, you start with stone walls. Normally, it's a fast castle. Let's talk options, okay? So, Incas are a civ of counters. They're really, really good. On Arabia, I think their win rate, I think they were top 5 on win rate on Vubli. There's something crazy. Which is something else because most pros would rate Mayans or Aztecs above them. Their villagers are affected by blacksmith upgrades, so you can see the Nobru rush. Their buildings cost less stone. You can see the tower rush. But on Arena, I'm not saying that towers are not doable, but it's just less common. And so I think some of the early game strengths of Incas are not as useful on Arena. They do have a pretty solid tech tree when it comes to archers, because they have Arbalest. They have the Slinger, which is anti-infantry. They have Champion. They have Elite Eagle. They get Siege Ram, Onager. And the Cameo's pretty cool, though I don't think it's going to be useful in this game. On Arena, monks are very common, so they have a decent monk tech tree. I don't know, I think it's a good overall Arena civilization. Ethiopians, though, I think they're better in post-imp. When everything's researched, I think Ethiopians are better. Incas get archers. Ethiopians have faster firing archers, and they get elite skirmisher. They also get siege onager. Alright, well, if they're making that, then maybe Incas will consider going for eagles, right? That's anti-archer. That would work. Well, not so much if Ethiopians get siege onager and elite showtail warrior. A showtail warrior would shred the eagles. So I think the Inca player will have to, if they're going to have success in this game, I think they're going to have to apply pressure before the Ethiopian player gets to their strong strengths. Jonslow is Ethiopians in the green, and then, again, Dracken is Incas. This is what I was envisioning. I liked how game 1 was a Byzantines war, but game 2 wasn't a mirror matchup, game 3, game 4, and now game 5. No mirror matchups. Wow, that was a very loud llama. Oh, also Incas, their houses support more population. That's quite a nice bonus. You save some wood there, not having to build as many houses. And also Incas, they start with a free llama. So some extra food for them. I would expect Dracken to go for rams, eagles, and monks. Make this very aggressive, very all-in. And Jonslow will probably defend. Do you guys remember that game? It was between Tato and Huang on Arabia. And I uploaded it maybe 3 weeks ago now. It has a lot of views. And everyone was talking about a llama, because I zoomed in on a llama. So apparently, that gives me a lot of views on YouTube. So there you go. There's not only one llama in high definition. It's 5 llamas, okay? So does that mean I'm going to get 5 times the amount of views? Is that how this works? Because I'll make llama nothing. I'll make it happen. Llama drama? Do we have to make the title? Maybe we should make the title of this game something about llamas. And then people are going to be really upset with me because the llamas really contribute nothing to this game. Except for something to talk about while we wait for them to fast castle. Oh, look at him go! Wouldn't it be funny if people picked Incas for llama nothing? You start with an extra llama on a map with a million llamas. Not that Incas are a bad civ without the extra llama, but that bonus would be useless there. I guess this map just spawned llamas instead of sheep. Because the Ethiopian guy has llamas now. The Dalai Lama. Oh, man. T90 official, can you zoom in so we can see the Llama Dama Ding Dong? No, I'm not going to zoom in on the Llama Dama Ding Dong. Fat slob. Something tells me that's not the real Fat slob in my chat. Fat slob, he doesn't like Incas. He likes Vikings. These llamas make a lot of noises, though. Kill them. Keep making noises. So, let's talk map, alright? Jonslow is a lucky boy. He definitely utilized the Viper map hacks here. He has his main gold, which is forward. His stone is also kind of forward, and I see him going to the stone, which is interesting. I wonder if he wants Fast Castle Showtell Warriors. That would be unique. But anyways, this isn't ideal, but he does have the secondary gold in the back, and then he has a 3-tiler back here. I guess this stone is also pretty secure. So, players will have a 7-tile gold and then 2 4-tiles. You see the extra 4 tiles here for Dracken. But the 3-tile golds, there's normally 2 of them, and for the most part, they're always in the center. Like one, there's here, or they're on the sides, in the middle, but Jonslow has a freebie in the back. That can be very useful. There's also an extra stone out there. And all the relics are in the middle. Ooh, I see. This is cool. Ethiopians receive plus 100 food and plus 100 gold when they arrive to the next stage. So Jonslow's not even taking gold. He knows that since he hasn't researched Loom, he'll have exactly 200 gold when he arrives in Feudal, and that's how much he needs to click to Castle Age. It's nice. And so he could get a pretty fast castle off of this. By a show of 69s in the chat, how many people think that Ethiopians are underrated at the high level? I think they are. Even on Arabia, I think they're underrated. They're really solid civ. And then, you know, for Arena, they have some strong post-imp options. Alright. Yeah, I think they're underrated. All the Arena guys, so there's a few people in my chat right now who are very hyped because this is the first Arena-only show match we've done on DE. And all the Arena guys expected Incas only. I think Jonslow is using good logic for this. If he's expecting a forward, he can just castle to protect himself. He's already on his way to Castle Age, utilizing that bonus and a nice build order. Zero, both of these players are top 100. And that's not even top 100 Arena, that's top 100 in the Worlds. I think Jonslow's 50th or something. Drakken's probably a bit higher on more open maps. Alright. So, the question now is... Well, first off, what does Dracken do? I believe this is going to be Eagles and Monks. And if that's the case, when does Jonslow build his castle? And I'm going to tell you why that's important. So, oh, okay, first off, his scout got in here. It's going to be close. The eagle will die. That is huge. That is huge. I guess Jonslow chased the eagle into Drakken's base. But anyways, the timing on the town center is important because it costs 100 stone. So for your economy, you probably want to build that town center at the start before you build your castle. But if you delay your castle too much for the economy, then you're not going to have that protection. Oh, what a play from Jonslow! Did you see that? He doinked him. Or doinked her. Saw the weak villager on the farm, so he got so much value from that. Sniped a villager, and had already killed the eagle. What a play. What a play. Sorry I didn't make the doink, but whatever. Alright, so there's the monastery. Here's a spearman. Dracken was possibly expecting maybe some additional scouts from Jonslow. A few eagles. And notice how Jonslow is timing his castle. So he did not build it right away because he wants an eco lead. Now he'll place the castle. I think that's a good castle. And you don't even need to be in a huge rush to build it. And then once he gets 70 more stone, or actually 69 more stone, and 275 wood, he'll build another TC. I also love how this TC's on gold. I love how he's not in a huge rush to get gold right now, because he's not really spending it, so... Now this is a beautiful build. He hadn't collected any gold. He got plus 100, had the resources to click to Castle Age. Arrived in Castle Age with 0 gold. Well, sorry, before Castle Age had 0 gold after spending it, and then got plus 100 again, and that's enough for a monk. And he'll try and snag a relic, and then he has 2 on golds, just a slow trickle for any Showtell warriors or future monks. This is really good eco. Really impressed. However, he needs to get out of here. Will he delete his wall? Uh-oh. Oh no, I think that's a mistake. Oh, that hurts. That's good for Dracken. Yeah, maybe had he deleted his wall and rushed the castle up, the eagle would have survived. Is he building that other TC? Yep, look. Right after he gets his stone, he builds the next TC. But now you can make Showtell warriors, and Showtell warriors have some insane attack and speed. A good thing for Dracken is he didn't go all in. He maybe expected this. He's on 3 town centers. Now eventually Dracken might think about making slingers. Slingers are a unique unit that Incas can create out of their archery range. It's almost like a hand cannon for the Castle Age. We can make him an imp too, but very good against infantry. Also, how cool do these Showtell warriors look? I hope they don't trip and fall. It's a great way to lose your manhood. Doink! Just like that, the Showtell warriors will take care of the monk. You know how your mom told you not to run with scissors? Don't run with whatever. Don't run with sickles either. 3 relics for Dracken. He's now bringing in, or hoping to bring in, his 4th. Jonslow has a little bit more economy. I'm thinking it will be Showtell and Siege Onager. Actually, Showtell and Arbalest isn't bad. Siege Onager is really expensive. That's also kind of hard to control. So if you're expecting a lot of slingers from Incas, maybe you go Showtell Warrior Arbalest. Yeah. This is kind of a weird one, right? Because Jonslow has shown Showtells, but he has not... Oh! Oh, guys! Guys, I got a joke. You ready? What? Crap. I should have... Damn it. Why don't I practice this in my brain before I say the joke? Oh, God. No, it was gonna be good. Alright, Damn it! Wellin, why'd you ruin my joke? He said show and tell incoming. Yes, I was gonna make a joke about show and tell. But I couldn't structure it in my brain. So get out of here. Shame on you for being more creative than me. Anyways, forget the joke. The joke was bad. We'll work on them in the future. 5 relics for Dracken. But he does not know how heavily Jonslow will commit to the Showtell Warriors. Jonslow is not going to show or tell him because the castle is back. The stone walls are up. So if you make slingers expecting full Showtell, Jonslow could just hide archer ranges and go into Arbalest. The faster firing Arbalest with Ethiopians are no joke. So I almost feel like it's going to be tough for Dracken to know what to do. I would probably commit to Eagles. Personally, I think I would go Eagles and then make a switch into Slingers. A good thing is Slingers are pretty good in lower numbers. So you could quickly make an archer range or two for a few Slingers if it is going to be full Showtells from Jonslow. Man, that's my biggest weakness as a joke teller, is that I get too excited once I get the idea, and I don't just structure the joke in my brain, I have to start talking about it. That's my biggest weakness. Yeah, second castle for Jonslow. He has to click up to Imp. And there's the archer range for Dracken. You know, the eco, there's not a huge difference here. Keep in mind that, yes, Jonslow is ahead by a few villagers. There's still 5 relics for Dracken, which will pay off more and more as the game goes on. Isn't your weakness the quality of your jokes? Yeah, just like the weakness of you is the quality of your face. Sorry, I got upset and I lashed out. That's not fair. It's not fair because you're not too far off. All right. So just 2 range slingers, I think, is enough. Did he make a Kameyuk? Why did he make a Kameyuk? Kameyuks are like, they're really good against Cavs. They'd be good against Cavalier, but you won't see that from Ethiopians. Actually, that's not entirely true. Kameyuks are more quality than you think against other units. This was my save space. That's alright, you didn't insult me. I'm kidding. 4 ranges. 2 castles for Jonslow. Does he have a siege workshop? No. Does he have a barracks? Yes. No archer range. And he's getting Showtell upgrades, so he's just going all in on the Showtells. So he's working with 2 castles. Oh, and he's laming this stone. Dracken he doesn't expect this. And Jonslow said, nope, you're not taking that. I'm going to wall in those resources. Okay, now Dracken will see that there's Showtell upgrades, so it would be safe to assume that there will be a lot of Showtell warriors. And nice conversion. Ah, and it's Arbalest for Dracken. This makes a little bit more sense now. Arbalests are pretty decent against Showtells as well. Slingers might be too slow. But what do you do against the Siege Onager? Because you know what's coming. I think it will first be... It actually could be Bombard Cannon as well. Ethiopians just have so many options, but I think it will first be Elite Showtell. He always comes back with something about ugly faces. It just shows how lackluster his comebacks are. Shut it. I would love to see Torsen engines. It's something you so rarely see. It increased the blast radius of Siege Workshop units. Ooh, boy. Onager is on the way. Now, Incas do get access to redemption. And with redemption and black furnace, I'm sorry, block printing, I mixed two upgrades. If you get block printing, you have 12 range, and you can convert enemy siege. Interesting. Okay. Hello. Now Dracken sees the Onager, so he knows what to expect. Will he get monk upgrades now? I'd love to see him back up and to get redemption and block printing. I think that's the play, because if you try and go eagles, I mean, eagles are fine here, but if you go eagles only against the siege, Jonslow's plan is just to protect the Onagers with his Showtail warriors. Eagles would not work all that well. Dracken does not know what's up. He sees the siege workshop. He probably is expecting a castle. He sees the castle. Now he needs to back up. Remember, 5 relics for Dracken. That is probably... He's probably not going to get much gold from this. That Jonslow's like, nope. That's a waste of 100 wood right there. I'm going to tread down your mining camp. Wait a second. Did Dracken just delete that at 99%? He just deleted that at 99%. That's hilarious. He saved 1 wood. Ah, wow. Okay, so Dracken came out here to mine that gold to find it's walled up, and he's making siege now. That's really annoying. That takes a long time to clean up. And we are seeing what I was expecting, block printing and illumination, so some monks. So on one hand, the more time that Dracken has, the more those relics are going to pay off. But I swear, guys, that siege onagers and Showtails can be such a devastating combo. And siege onager is on the way for Jonslow. Also Jonslow. Oh, quick walls. This is funny. Jonslow spotted the stone. He's actually laming this with houses. And he'll clear out a couple villagers here. That is our 12th kill of the game. 13th, 14th. Not many kills in this game. Now Elite Showtail is on the way for Jonslow. He knows those relics will pay off. He knows he needs to finish this soon. This is not going to help. Showtails have a lot of attack, but they only have 40 HP. 22 attack, but only 50 HP now that they're elite. My worry for Dracken is I don't think he has enough buildings. He has 5 archer ranges, 1 barracks. Okay, he does have a bunch of monks, or a bunch of monasteries. Ah, he's going for elite Camioke. Okay. Camiokes would be better than eagles against the Showtails. So they have more melee armor, and they have more HP. Wow, is that Torsen Engines now? Torsen Engines is finally on the way for Jonslow. Wow. Why no arbs? I don't think you really need arbs if you have this many siege onagers. I think it's better. I think it's much better to commit to SO. This is going to be crazy, but it's risky, right? So it's risky because they can get converted. Does anyone know if you convert an Ethiopian siege onager, which has Torsen engines, if your shot is affected by Torsen engines? Or does that only apply to the Ethiopian player? Because if you convert one of these and then turn around and fire, you could flatten the rest. That'd be interesting. When Jonslow eventually fights this, he needs to take the monks out of the picture. Oh! Be careful which trees you click. I guess that's intentional. Oh boy. He's repairing the castle. He has 400 stone remaining. Jonslow, when are you going to take this fight? Oh, it's all about the conversions. Oh my goodness. I'm so afraid for what is about to happen here. Oh, that's a big SO shot. That's another big SO shot, but he killed most of his own units. But another one. Dracken needs to back up. He doesn't have his monks anymore. Look at them. They're all gone. That was better for Jonslow. He still needs to push forward. He needs to pack up these trebs. He needs to take what he can from this gold. And he definitely needs to have his show tells in front of his siege onagers. Wait, did he research heresy? I feel like he's researched heresy. I didn't even think about that upgrade. Oh, goodness gracious. Everything is dying. But will there be enough show tells in front? Because I feel like there's enough. Oh boy, as I say it, maybe there's not enough cameo numbers. They're both at 150 pop, and show tells create really freaking quick. For those wondering what heresy is, if you research heresy, which is really expensive, then your units die upon getting converted. So Jonslow just killed his own monk. But say goodbye to your castle, Dracken. SO Showtell. I love how Jonslow had faith. I may have offered him an extra $5 if he chose Ethiopians instead of Incas here. Nah, I'm kidding, I didn't. But I love how he had faith in the Ethiopian pick, because so many people thought it would be Inca. Oh! So watch, the onagers will just disappear after the conversions. It's not near as effective as getting your own. I noticed the cameos are holding up pretty well. Yeah, they're holding up really well. And the SOs are out of the picture now, so now it's Showtell versus Arb and Cameo, and Jonslow needs to back up. He only has so much gold to work with. And also, his units just decided to not move there, thanks to E. Look at the micro from Dracken. Did you see the split micro and the conversion? This is quality play from Dracken. He is not going away quietly. The longer this goes, the better it will be for Dracken. Though he has less population now. The cameos with their one range will just poke the SO, but oh man, these siege onagers are crazy. I love how it went from 200 pop to 140 for both. Then it went back up to 200 and down to 170. Then back up to 200, now it's down to 150. It's back and forth, back and forth. But if it does continue at this pace, just remember relics. Okay, relics. And also, I think the composition is a lot more expensive for Jonslow to maintain. Oh god, this is a mistake. I don't think he knows the castles are there. He wanted to raid the gold with his speed, and instead the Showtell warriors are just running to their death. That is a big, big throw from John. Well, John Throw. Jonslow was up 2-0 in this series, and it's now 2-2. And he finds himself behind. I would consider himself behind now. There's so many castles. This will be really difficult to push. The monks. Look, one conversion. Two conversions. Oh god! Oh god! That was so close. Jonslow almost slaughtered all of his own units. You can tell that melee, if you haven't noticed yet, melee on DE is weird. Sometimes the units freeze up. I hope... I was just gonna say, I hope he doesn't attack the mining camp. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, he has 3 trebs. Remember, he destroyed the one castle. See if he could do it again. Again, Dracken with the micro. Not with the arbalest, but with the monks! Oh my god! Oh my god! He didn't get that many SO conversions! Fight, Jonslow! Why are you not engaging? It's almost like he's using only the siege onagers. And why not? Yeah, just protect the siege onagers. Okay. You see how he backed up there instead of fighting with the show tells? It's really good. It's a really good way to conserve your numbers when you only have so much gold. If he could take out these two castles, very nice for him. But his show tells have a mind of their own. They keep taking... Whoa! What are those trebuchets? Dracan, are you kidding me? 11 trebuchets? Oh, no. Oh, no. Why? Why did you make so many? Did he make them by accident? No way! Jonslow, who has 0 relics, has 180 pop. It's 135 for Dracan. Oh, boy. Keep in mind, he has been mining... Oh, no, he's not mining that extra stone. I just thought he was. But he has been taking that gold in the center. And he'll take out this castle on the right-hand side. Ethiopian siege onagers. Crazy. And I have to say, Jonslow, we meme him up for his speed and stuff like that, but his micro has actually been really, really good in this game. Don't kill your gold miners, please. That castle will go down. But Dracan's not out of it yet. You know, he still has his relics bringing in resources. He's using his... Oh, boy. It's just too dangerous to do that. It's too dangerous to micro against the SO. Oh, there's a monk there. And should get 1 conversion. Oh, the split! The split! Wow, that was decent. But the Trebs are still here. The Trebs have not been addressed. And it's 40 military versus 20, and Dracan's options are just not strong enough. His monastery's right there. The guy's probably going to run out of pop space after losing this many castles. And what has he been creating and having mild success with? It's been the Kamyuk. He will not have the Kamyuk as an option if he loses the castles. And that's his final castle. Crazy. There it goes. Wait. Well, it will go down. Is this where some Elite Eagle would help? No, Elite Eagle would be worse than Kamyuks. That's the thing. I mean, they'd be a bit faster, but all Jonslow is doing is parking Showtails, which would shred Eagles in front of the Siege Onager. Eagles are also more costly on gold, so... I mean, I think Dracan did everything you could do. He got 5 relics, he went for all the Inca options. Arbalest, Kamyuks, Monks. But it's just so strong, and boom! You look away for a second, you miss micro for a second, and you're punished. And it has been impressive micro and unit control from Jonslow. Keeping his units on stand ground, keeping more units creating. He's now going to make probably Elite Skirmisher. And he has taken out that monastery. I'd love to see Dracan try and take some of those relics to the back of his base. He's already building a monastery there. And Dracan's not giving up, but... this is not so good. Oh, the Showtails. If the Showtails get to the wood line, look how many lumberjacks. 20 lumberjacks. You just can't close in on this. I love it. I feel like it's GG. I think Jonslow will go up 3-2 in the series, which will make things really interesting, by the way. Because in the next game, that means that Jonslow gets to first pick Dracan's civilization, and then Dracan gets to pick Jonslow's civilization. Last time that happened, that was in Game 3, and in Game 3, Dracan won. Doesn't Jonslow's civ get chemistry? He has chemistry. I think so. Oh no, he doesn't have chemistry. Yeah, he does. He does get access to it, sorry. That's what I meant. I think the one downside of how Jonslow is pushed in this game is because he knows the siege onagers are so important, he's had to stay in one spot. So it's not feasible for him to use his mobility and be everywhere while also controlling this army. So, for example, the relics now, 2 relics have been taken back to the monastery. It's really difficult to do all the things these players are doing. It might make it look a bit easy, but all of his focus is right here. This is his death ball push he wants to win the game with. If he looks away from this, it would get out of hand. Oh, it's so scary. I'm just waiting for him to suicide so many of his own units. Oh, Jonslow's 200 pop. He doesn't need to raid. This is already working. No raiding necessary. Just continue to trap down buildings and continue to protect the siege onagers. Even 3 siege onagers will be enough. We've seen it before, and there he is protecting it. Very well done. Very well done. The 3 siege onagers are still alive. It's 110 population for Dracken. This game has got to be over. This game has got to be over. He's thinking about making some stable units. And the GG, we can't see it because in-game chat doesn't show up. The GG is called. What a game, man. I told you. I told you. Ethiopians are no joke. They're underrated, especially on Arena. Even against a civilization which can get all the relics. Even against a civilization like Incas, which most Arena players thought would be the pick. The gold count, Dracken had more gold. Jonslow had more of these other resources. There's just not a lot in it there. I think it's the options and the fact that Jonslow was clinical with his push. If he wasn't able to push and get that gold secured in the center, it would have been trouble. 5,000 relic gold for Dracken. 5,000. We saw... I guess the only thing we didn't see that could have maybe been an option was Slinger. But I don't think Slingers are going to be any more successful for Incas than the Arbalest. In fact, I like the Arbalest more because they fire a bit faster. No, this is genuinely one of those situations where Jonslow outplayed him. I don't think Dracken could have done much more. The 11 Trebs didn't help. The 11 Trebs didn't help. That still really confuses me. I feel like maybe he had his castles control grouped, and instead of clicking, and maybe he held shift when he clicked Trebuchet a few times. But beyond that, I think if you make Eagles, they have a whole lot less success than the Kamioks, and the monks were good. It's just Jonslow got Heresy. I wish I would have brought that up earlier. That's an expensive tech that won Jonslow the game. What about Onager for Incas? No, that would be a waste. Onager's not even close to Siege Onager, and then Siege Onager with Ethiopian Torsen engines, it would be a big waste. Just Ethiopians are powerful. 425 kills, 285 deaths. Wait, does that mean that he killed 70 of his own units? That's amazing. That is amazing. I didn't see that many die to friendly fire, but okay. Anyways, that will be on YouTube, as will a lot of these games from this best of 7. The next game will be coming up. The score is 3-2. I'm very excited for this next game. I think with the way I have this sorted, Dracken should have the edge going into the next game if he outsmarts Jonslow with a Civ pick. Oh, yeah, Heresy probably counts some of that. Yeah, but he maybe lost 10, 15, 20 SOs. It's a good point. All right. So, Jonslow gets to pick Dracken Civ for the next game, and then Dracken gets to pick Jonslow's Civ. I believe the person... So, Jonslow getting to pick first is because he's currently winning, but I believe that puts him at a slight disadvantage. It depends, though. Did I say it depends, though? It depends, though. The last time this happened, Jonslow was winning when it was 2-0. Dracken ended up winning that game. Well, guys, I was very much focused on the game. How's everyone doing? Thank you guys for being here. If you're just getting here, potentially 2 more games in this best of 7, which will be really fun. Thank you, Earl of Tees, 84. Thank you, PME Libertarianism. He says, abolish the post office. All right. I'll think about it. Eric Hamion, thank you for the whole year. He said 1 year. It took me 17 months to get here. However long, man, it's appreciated. Thank you. Arkin, it was a new sub to the stream. 520, or sorry, not 527. 572 is a new sub to the stream. Thank you, guys. Shmeez, Roy, and Choba. Thanks. I'm really excited to see what the civs are going to be. I should mention... Oh, I should mention... I don't want them to pick Huns or Vietnamese because they did that for Game 3 when we did the same settings. D-King, I'll be streaming for a couple more hours today. My aunt and uncle are in town, and I have to get a mini fridge so I can have a refrigerator. So, yeah, I have some things to do this evening, but I definitely won't be going offline after this best of 7. T90, do you think Tatars are bad enough on Arena to be picked by one of them? I don't think you want... Like, Jonslow doesn't necessarily want to give a quote-unquote bad civ to Dracken. I think it's safer if you go for a mid-skilled civ. And the reason I say that is, what would be the weak civs? Like, if you pick Saracens, for example, I wouldn't say Saracens are weak on Arena. Let's say. I'd really need to talk through this, but... Dave, I'm going to do low elo legends after the best of 7, most likely. The reason I have to get a mini fridge is because no one in this town has refrigerators that they can get to me until Friday. So I need something until I get a real fridge. It's been a nightmare. I told the story earlier. Yeah, I just don't know what civ you want to give your opponent here. It's easier for Dracken to make a decision because he'll know what Jonslow is going to be. Anyways, they haven't started yet. They will soon, and I'm pumped. Thank you, Airnom. Welcome back, man, with Twitch Prime. Isn't it cold enough outside? No, man. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit here. Also, what would I do if it was cold here? Leave all the windows and doors open? It'd be cold. T90, where am I? I'm in Florida, so it's pretty warm here. But yeah, man, my fridge stopped working, but my ice maker continued to work. So the ice would melt, and as it would melt, my ice maker would make more ice. It would just turn on and off, I guess. I don't know how. I don't know. I can't explain it. But the amount of melted ice in my kitchen is unreal. Unreal. So the fridge part just flat out didn't work. The freezer part, I guess, was turning on and off. So what would happen is the ice maker would be on, it'd create all the ice, everything would be fine, ice maker was happy. Then everything would melt into the bottom of the fridge or the freezer. Then ice maker would turn back on and work all of a sudden and make a bunch more ice and then repeat. Melts everywhere, more ice, melts everywhere. I had so much water. It was like a flood in my kitchen, man. It's 76 Fahrenheit here in Tennessee, basically spring weather in the middle of winter. Interesting, yeah. I mean, I'm loving it, so. Jonslow said, told him to give me Aztec to show dominance. Let's see if he buys it. That's great. There's no way Dracken being down 3-2 will just give Jonslow Aztecs. Nice plan. The low... Oh, they started. Oh, I like it. This is interesting.
My apartment can only be described in terms of it is unreal.
All right, so just to remind people if they didn't hear, the way the settings were set up here in Game 6 in this Best of 7 Arena show match is that Jonslow, the current winner, would first get to pick Dracan Civ, and then Dracan or Dracken would get to pick Jonslow's Civ. Jonslow gave Dracan Khmer, and then Dracan felt like the best Civ for Khmer to face up against was Berbers. Interesting. What do you guys think about that one? I mean, I think people are slowly starting to find out that Khmer are underrated. If you get enough scorpions out, enough elephants out, they are really hard to stop. Berbers can really struggle against siege ram and halberdier civilizations, which I'll talk more about. I mean, they can really struggle. And also, Jonslow's map isn't the best, so maybe this will be okay. Khmer do get halb, they do get siege ram, and then maybe that mixed in with scorpions. Casey Aaron, who's good friends of both, said, Dracan knows that Terror hates Berbers. Oh, really? The Terror is Jonslow. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm excited to see how this goes. I hope we get to a Game 7. If we do get to a Game 7, the players will have 3 civs to choose from. They can choose Slavs, Celts, or Chinese. And again, I think like in most of the games, we will probably not have a mirror matchup there. I think you can make arguments for any of those civilizations. But the real issue for Jonslow is he doesn't have any safe wood. Well, he doesn't have much safe wood within his walls. He could always wall here and then delete these stone walls and have more space, but this is very uncommon for Arena. You could do the same here, delete his walls after walling here, but it's a bit wonky at the start. The golds and stones are fine. This gold would be great, again, if he walls there. But I think Dracan's base is better. He even has a 3-tile gold in the back of his base, so. Now, I think they'll play all 7 games regardless. But it will be $150 to the winner and $50 to the loser today. And I can only thank you guys for the support. Technically, I'm sponsoring it. But with the amount of new subs and Christmas donos you guys have sent my way, it's basically every one of you, chat. You did this, all right? Most of you. Thank you. Even if you watched a single ad, you contributed. Jonslow thanks you. Just say, I did this. Yep. Now that goes both ways. If anything bad happens to the community or the stream because of me, that's not me, that's you. Yeah, Frank, you are awesome. Alright. So, here's a rather weird thing to talk about for the next couple minutes. What do you guys think about the cows? And not, like, the color of them or, you know, just cows in general. But what do you think about the fact that on some maps on DE, you get things that are 100 food, and on other maps, you get 150 food? Now, you don't get as many cows, but it's still 150 food per cow and 100 food per sheep, and it is not consistent. So sometimes, you know, let's say your Tatars, for example. Tatars get 50% more food on their herdables. They would be much better off on maps with cows, but sometimes you don't get that. Yeah, it's RNG whether you get cheaper cows, but that is consistent on both sides. But my point is what are your thoughts on it being inconsistent from, you know, game to game? Oh, Jonslow. Well, at least he's Berbers. He better be careful. He really struggled with his Warlord. That pig is weak. Does 50 food matter that much? Dude, it makes a big difference. I think it makes a big difference. I mean, even if you're new and you're trying to learn, I feel like it can, you know, change the build orders a little bit. So, speaking from a competitive mindset, I'm not a big fan of it, because I believe players should know what's going to be on each map going into the game. It wouldn't. This isn't the best comparison, but it's like having 2 extra deer some maps and 2 less deer on others. You know, players competitively should know what they're walking into, unless it's something like Mega Random. But I'd be fine for Mega Random, but for other maps, it's a bit. It's just different, is all. I was curious what you guys thought. That's all. Alright. Definitely fast castle. Now, one thing that Khmer can make good use of on Arena that they can't really make great use of on Arabia because of the early pressure on Arabia, you do not need your required buildings to advance to each age. So, with a normal straight fast castle, you'd go Blacksmith Market, and then you'd click up to the next age. You do not need to do that with Khmer. So you can go immediately up to feudal age, immediately up to castle age, and that can help you get a little bit of a head start there. Does it tend to randomize within the same type of map? Yes, it randomizes within the same type of map. So we've cast, this is our 6th arena game, and there's been a few of them where it's only sheep that are 100 food, only llamas which are 100 food, and then randomly we got cows now. And that's the same across the board. So some water maps are sheep, some water maps are cows. I think the biggest thing about it that bothers me with the 3 cows as well is that they're always grouped together. So if you get lamed, you don't just lose 2 sheep, which is 200 food. You would lose 450 food because the cows are, you know, always there's always 3 grouped together. That's another thing. Anyways, you realize this is just all I had to talk about because they're fast castling. So we found something. Ooh, and Jonslow has 3 on stone, so he's thinking about camel archers. It's been a long time since I've seen someone go fast castle camel archers. T90, do both players get the same thing? Yes, they do. Like I said, it's consistent on both sides, but I think it's problematic that you have 450 food far away from your base in one spot. I think it's problematic and it can be different within the same map. So for a tournament, I would never have it that way. I would want it to be consistent, my point. But for rated games, maybe it's fine. Also, if you have new players and they're used to like each thing having 100 food, and then... Interesting that Jonslow's getting loomed. Does that mean he'll castle drop? Why would you get loom unless you're going to leave your base with villagers? Yeah, anyways, or you're used to having like groups of 2 sheep around your base, and then suddenly it's just 3 cows. I feel like that could be confusing. Sister Respector, you missed the craziest arena game. There were towers on that one. That was game number 2. So many of these games have been quality. Okay. So, notice that they're both on 28 villagers. Dracken is 50% of the way to Castle Age because he didn't need to build his required buildings first. And it's actually 40% for Jonslow. I guess it doesn't make much of a difference here because Jonslow scrambled those buildings up. I have a feeling he's going to castle drop. Why else would you get loom? I think he'll send these vills forward. It's so risky, though. I just don't understand loom unless he's leaving his base. Yeah, I'll be sending more vills here. He wants to leave his base for sure. Right? He saw the scouts there. Oh, this is... oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Dracken. Oh, bait him out, Dracken. Bait him out. Okay, there's a barracks first, so Jonslow knows this is risky. Wait, barracks has been deleted. Well, Khmer scorpions are normally very good, but you can't engage with scorpions underneath the base of a castle. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. That's quite a few villagers, though. Oh, no, there's a knight now! No! No! John Throw, what are you doing, dude? That's a lot of exposed vills. I mean, even if this castle goes up, and it might not, that's gonna hurt. Even the wolf is coming in here. The scorpion's on the way. This is a doubt castle. Now, at low levels, if this was low elo legends, the castle drop might catch Dracken off guard. But this is not low elo legends, and we're going to a game 7. Unless Jonslow chooses to continue here, which would really surprise me. Oh, hold the gate open. Yeah, never mind. Doesn't matter. GG! Yeah, that was... I mean, if Dracan doesn't add the stable, that works. If Dracan goes for monks and scorpions, that works. But since Dracan made the scouts, and he was patrolling the gate, which I think was very wise, it does not work. So, yes, it did not look pretty from Jonslow, but he committed to that strategy, and Dracan was waiting for it, and Dracan deserves all the credit in the world for it. GG, that was the fastest game of the best of 7. Xavier says, just showed up, is it a best of 5? Well, the score is 3-2 already, so it's best of 7, my friend. We have one more game. I won't even waste time looking at the achievements there. And this is for all the marbles. Or actually 75% of the marbles. Because 150 marbles goes to the winner and 50 to the loser. Thank you, Buckeye Nation, for using the T90 throw emote. Which is ironic, because you could say the same about the Buckeyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even watch the game. I just saw that cheap shot, and I went for it. Don't unsub. This guy has probably been using my stream today to get over his team's loss, and I just dissed him. I'm a jerk. So for the final game of this best of 7, this awesome best of 7, they have 3 choices. It is either Slavs, Celts, or Chinese. What would you pick? What would you pick, chat? Slavs, Celts, or Chinese? I'm thinking one player will pick Celts, and this is how I would rank it. I would rank it, I would say Celts and Chinese, and then Slavs. Slavs are really good. I think Celts having the Woad Raider and the Siege is probably better than Slavs having Champion and Siege. And Chinese is really good against... They're really good in early imp with Chukunu against Siege Civs when the Siege Civs are waiting for Siege Onagers, so... We'll see. What a best of 7 this has been, huh? This has been awesome. I'm totally rerunning this afterwards, so if you missed this and you want to watch it live with people... I mean, I will have some low elo legends to cast after this best of 7 concludes, but this whole best of 7 has been awesome. About the low elo, how do you want to go and how do I get in? So Lily, you actually don't get in. What I do with low elo legends is I go through current live games and I find low rated players and cast them. So yeah, I don't pick people and then cast. So your best chance would be to just play and hope that I'm online casting. The last game was low elo legends. It looked like it. It looked like it. Be careful, man. Jonslow's gonna castle drop you. Kandorium, thank you for the 2 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Hesterica, for the new sub. If it's a Celt War, I'm not gonna complain. I think Celt Wars are really fun to watch. I don't think both will choose Chinese, though. One more game. T90, do you realize that you just encouraged people to play games when you're online casting? Well, I mean, people have told me that they can't find games when I'm streaming. So, this is my plan all along. I get you guys to only watch, I get you addicted to the content, and then I tempt you to play. This is how we're going to build up the competitive scene in AoE 2. First I get you addicted to the content, and then I shoo you away to play games. Stefan, who's a really good arena player, and I would say better than these two, says it should be Slav's Mirror. Stefan, why do you say that? What would you do? Just go Fast Castle, Light Cav into Boom? I don't know. I find the transition from Castle Age to Imp so awkward with Slavs. Celts suck versus monks, and yeah, I guess the monks, right? Slavs still have the monk option. That's true. If you go Celts here and you start Mag and L pushing, Slavs could just go Redemption monks. Good point. How do I get good at AoE? Just play Fat Sub a few times. If you can make it out alive, you'll be okay. And by alive, I mean without ripping your own hair out. Okay, they haven't started the next game. You probably hear this little done, but I'm refreshing. And just don't see them in game yet. Now, my suggestion is do Art of War, which is built in Age of Empires 2 DE. There's also an interactive build order guide, which is built into DE as well. I would do both of those, practice build orders, hotkeys. And then it's just a time thing. Time and practice. I can't wait! What's taking so long? Oh, wait, what? I was searching, check this out. I was searching for John, and I found Johnny Boy, who's in a 2v2v2v2 game with 7 players, apparently. Playing with Fart Joe. What a great name. So this is how casting works currently. It is kind of a nightmare, but it's less of a nightmare. The first month I couldn't even find games. Now I just sit here and spam refresh. Now if I wasn't coordinating it on Discord with the players, I would have no clue they were even playing. So I'd have no watch list, know who's online, none of that, which I miss. I wonder how many people are playing with cheats right now. Whoa! Black Forest game versus AI with cheats. I see you, Galdron. And Captain Tasty Bull and Cement. I know what you're gonna do. You've been outed. Let's wait. What's taking so long, man? Let me pull up Jonslow's stream. Watch stream. Watch him beat. It says he's in game. Oh god, it says he's in game. Watch it not work. Please work. It's not working. No. What? Let me try Dracken.
For example,
are you kidding me?
Chinese,
oh wait, I got it. It's fine. It's fine.
Some of the strongest eco bonuses, and are also 5 of the top 6 in Voobly RM1v1. It's not a coincidence that a stronger eco throughout the game gives you the potential for more assets on the field at all stages, even if both civs play everything perfectly. T90 cheer 500.
So, here it is. This is game number 7. No, they do not have cheats on. Jonslow's micro is a living cheat code. He does not need cheats. This best of 7 started off being 2-0 for Jonslow. Dracken tied it up 2-2. Then the previous game, Jonslow, then the 5th game, Jonslow won in astounding fashion. Dracken denied Jonslow's castle in game 6. And here we are, game 7 and a best of 7 for $200 in the first Age of Empires 2 DE Arena show match. At least amongst high-level players as far as I know. Maybe you've been playing show matches with your buddies. Dracken has chosen Celts, and Jonslow has gone for Slavs. I think that... So Stefan, who's an arena player in the chat, brought up that Celts can struggle against Slavs because Slavs have access to better monks. So normally what Celts do is they just boom. They try and get whatever relics they can, and then they go towards Wold Raiders and Siege in the Imperial Age. I really love Wold Raiders in this matchup for Dracken. However, you can't really push Slavs if Slavs have the backup of having the awesome monks. Slavs also have the cheaper Siege, they have the faster farmers. But, Celts are no joke because they have the faster lumberjacks. So you chop wood faster, you get 2 more farms. The Slavs just farm 10% faster now. But I just want to show you the potential for Siege here. This will be crazy. And then the potential for monks, which is all the way over here. Very, very, very good for Slavs. And I have to pan all the way over there again for Celts. Oh, wait, no, I don't. As you can see, not so good. Now, Celts do get Heresy. I don't think that will be needed, but with Heresy, which is 1,000 gold, units converted by an enemy monk die instead of changing to the enemy's color.
Да.
So the ideal composition for Slavs is probably Champions and Siege Onager. And then the ideal composition for Celts is probably Wold Raiders and Siege Onager. We'll maybe see Heavy Scorpion from both. So we'll have plenty of time till they boom up. But I'm going to make a prediction here. I think we'll see a stable. I think that we might see someone go Light Cav. Just to snipe enemy monks. Bring in as many relics as possible, and then boom behind it. I don't really expect a forward from Dracken. I don't think he'll go for Siege, because he knows that Jonslow could use the monks. Maybe Jonslow will consider the classic 2 Monastery, 1 Siege Workshop push. But somehow I don't think so. Shoop to Shoop, did you watch the Ethiopians Inca game? If you didn't watch that, Heresy is probably why Jonslow won that game. Spoilers. It was an incredible game. Incas and Ethiopians. Maps look pretty good. It's not the best for either of them. Both players have one of their 4 tile golds outside of their walls. That stone position could be it. Actually, the stone positions for Dracken in general could be really bad. I think he'll need a town center up on that early. Maybe this is a map that Jonslow can push, because if Celts are not on stone, they cannot get to those Wood Raiders. Yeah, I don't know. I see the argument of Slavs having the monks, but I think it's close, which is why I put these 2 in the same little, in the same game as an option to pick. So to the people who have watched most of the show match today, are you happy with how I structured it? I would love to do this for non-arena show matches too. I think it's pretty cool. Group up a couple civilizations which are pretty similar, have similar strengths, and then allow someone to pick. And we've only seen 1 mirror matchup, and that was in game 1. I think it's pretty good. What's hilarious is both players said we're going to see a lot of mirror matchups. So both players felt like the civ that they picked for each game was the best, and then they disagreed with each other, obviously, right? So it's flat out what both of them said when I sent them the settings. I also love that it's in the current ranked map pool. Yeah, Saseki brought that up. So, honestly, it's a good thought. I wouldn't mind doing a best of 7 Mega Random show match. Because on Mega Random, it even makes it more interesting, right? Because you don't know what the map's going to be. So it'd still be smart to probably give 3 civs which are similar for them to choose from. Because you wouldn't want it so someone chooses a map, a civ that's good on water, and then there's no water on Mega Random. But I mean, Mega Random is kind of a meme map, but the Masters of Mega Random tournament from years ago was really entertaining. I really enjoyed that.
T90 go Dracken.
Okay, so 25 population up for Jonslow. He is not going for the stable build. He has not built a barracks yet. And then... Drakken's gone up on 27 pop. Okay, I think he's going for the stable build. Yeah, I think he'll build his barracks with this villager. Fun fact, if you didn't know this, if you place your barracks with 1 villager when you're 60% of the way to feudal age, your barracks will complete right when you arrive to feudal age. So normally players try and aim for that. Barracks... Yeah, I'm expecting it. Okay, there's the barracks. So now he needs to build it with 2 vills, because that'll be late. Ah, it's fine. I have this weird habit. I don't think you guys can pick up on it.
Keep up the good work.
I hope I don't do it during the next 24-hour stream. But I've been... I guess it's because I need to move my body around, but I roll my chair back to the point where I'm behind my mic and leaning forward. I don't know how to explain the position I go into. And then I realize, what am I doing? And yeah, so the barracks was late. And then he'll have a stable and a blacksmith, and he's pretty low on food. Oh, what? What? Archery range? Crossbow is really rare. Huh, okay. I mean, you could see it with some civs, like Ethiopians. You could see it with Britons a lot. Makes sense there, but this is interesting. If he goes Siege Tower, it is all in, man. And it certainly won't be expected. Siege Towers are really expensive. It has to work. If it doesn't work immediately, you're so far behind. It's normally over. Does Dracken have the balls to do it? Game 7? How good would that be? Man, that would be a victory he'd brag about to Jonslow for a long time. By the way, you need a house, my friend. And he's housed. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's expecting... Ooh, you know what? If he's expecting Jonslow to make a few spears and come forward to go siege and monk, he could deny that. Maybe that's the reasoning for it. Jonslow does not see the archery range, but the problem is that you have so few archers. Alright, how far will the villagers go? And will Dracken see this? This could be so huge! This could be so huge! He sees it! Don't lose your scout HP! I don't think he can deny the siege workshop. And then you're stuck with... archers against siege. It's so weird. The other thing is he went archer range market. So he doesn't even have fletching in. Yeah, I don't love it, but... maybe the villagers can get picked off. The fletching is on the way. Crossbow's on the way. There is a Mangonel on the way. Will the monastery complete? I think it will. The spears will have to be dealt with. And Fletch... oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's a 96%! It's a 96%! That should still have... 99%?! Look at that! Oh wait, the Mangonel's here. Oh! Dracken wants to tower this. See, this is the thing. The Mangonel's out. The crossbows are going down. Just attack the vills, I guess. Take care of the vill. This is so weird. I'll take care of the scout first. Stay in the minimum range of the Mangonel. And then you attack the villagers. No way! You can only repair the Mangonel for so long. No way! Okay, now there's a scorpion here. I think the mango's dead, though. What? Out of nowhere. There's no way that this was expected. There's got to be another vill on the way. Yeah, 2 more vills on the way. And another scorpion. The tower is at 50%, by the way. I don't know what's happening. What is happening? Villager microing against the scorpion. Spearmen attacking scorpions. The villagers are coming. The villagers will finish that monastery, tower or no tower. The tower could still go up. The scorpions have gone down. Now there's a Mangonel, but the Mangonel could go down. Ah! I am so stressed and confused. I am so stressed and confused. That mango is being repaired. This is not easy to micro, by the way. The repair villager's dead. Now this villager has to repair the mango. The micro from Dracken, can he get the tower up? And the repairs. Oh! The dodging! The finish! The garrison! Now, is that enough? I have no clue. Is that enough to take out the repair villager and finish off the mango? Dude. Guys. What is happening? What is happening right now? I do not understand. Jonslow has the Vil lead. He'll still have his Siege Workshop here. He's making another monastery. Let me check the economies. I mean, look at how much wood. 1,000 wood and 400 gold. And now double Siege Workshop from Dracken. Dude. Dude. This is crazy. I bet you they're both on 1 TC. Yeah, their ecos just are a disaster because they've been microing so much. Dracken really needs to try and focus down the repair villager. Now, let's check the gold count for Jonslow because he would need to get redemption. He's getting redemption. This is big. So if you get redemption, then this was the difference between the two civs because they both have infantry and siege. Slavs can convert enemy siege with redemption. And redemption is at 60%. So this would be the moment to use the faster firing Celt Mangonels. Imagine if he takes out the monk. The fire, the dodge. Okay, redemption's completed. Jonslow's running away. Jonslow has another monk. He gets a shot, but he loses that monk. That was really good reaction time from Dracken. That spear is going to be annoying. The crossbow will probably help. Yeah, I guess they've got a boom behind this, right? 2 TCs now for Dracken. He will realize the hard way that his opponent has redemption. He should fire and delete. Oh! The conversion was fast! He risked it. Oh boy. He was hoping he could get another shot off there. Still 1 TC for Jonslow, and he's housed, man. I mean, Jonslow is not a micro nerd. He is not a micro nerd. He actually sold all of his stone at some point. And there's still crossbows out here for Dracken, so he could maybe, and it's a big maybe, pick off monks with those, but there's scorpions around, so good luck. Here he has to avoid the monk, right? Oh, actually, the Siege Workshop is currently being converted. Dracken is repairing his TC against 2 Mangonels. Will he lose both Siege Workshops? I think Dracken will lose both Siege Workshops. And now he's making stables for what I assume will be light cav. Oh, my game stuttered big time there. Alright, so now Jonslow has all the center control. Keep in mind that the second that a castle goes up here, this Mangonel push is useless, so I don't think Dracken really has the food eco to make light cav, which is a big problem. He has 1 villager on food right now. But it's possible, look at this. It's possible he might be able to get a castle up soon. The scorpions will take out the crossbows. That's a shame, but expected. Okay, now imagine if Dracken started off with a stable instead of the crossbows. I mean, the game would have played out a lot differently, but just imagine. Okay, Dracken gets out of there before losing another Mangonel to the conversion, and the TC will pick off the monk. That's really nice. Every little bit counts. Jonslow is sending spears because he knows he's vulnerable to light cav. Dracken needs to repair this TC. And he's actually selling stone and buying food. And he will abandon the town center. Now, if Jonslow spots this, if he spots the stables, it's trouble. And he will spot the stables. Oh! No way. No way! The monk survives? Are you kidding me? Oh, and the attack rounds from Jonslow kill 3 out of the 4 scouts. He did lose some monks, but the spears are still there, and oh, it's a slaughter. It's a slaughter. That's so many Mangonels. The RNG gods are blessing Jonslow in this game. He has so much siege. Power of the Slavs. Now the knights arrive. He has 4 monks back here, though. I think this is it. I think this is the game. Yeah, the knights get converted. That one will get killed off. No Siege Workshop for Dracken. no food for Dracken, and no best of 7 win for Dracken. What a game, man. Okay, so what we saw in the center was so damn unique. The micro was on point, but the only reason that micro was insane was because they weren't looking at their economies. Right now, what's Dracken have? 2 farmers? He's just seeding a whole bunch more. Look at Jonslow. It's like Huang over here, man. It's like Huang over here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms that have expired, and he did not reseed them because he was so focused on the conversions and the push. But when you have that much, and monks are that powerful, and the Slav's siege is in such a number, you can still win games. It's just, like, this is what classic arena looked like. Guys would always go for forwards like this, so that was awesome. Did anyone else feel very unsure about the archer range choice for Dracken? The tower decision I'm kind of okay with. I think he was hoping to deny the monastery. He couldn't get out there fast enough. The argument to make against scouts is that Jonslow was expecting that possibility, and he had spears. And then you could wall in your villagers against scouts. You know what? Let me back up a little bit. I don't hate the archer move if he gets fletching earlier. Remember he went with the market and the archer range, and then he didn't have fletching or the archer numbers in time? Quite honestly, if he has 2 more archers and gets fletching 30 seconds earlier, I think he denies the monastery and maybe even denies the siege workshop. Now, you wouldn't go... There's no way you would choose to go archers to put archers inside the tower. He just wanted to deny that front, snipe the villagers, and stop what happened from happening. Wow. Dracken, he's in the chat now, says, it was a bad idea. You can't go archers on arena without deer. Yeah, your economy was really, really tight there. Your deer were here, but I guess it wasn't the easiest to push in. Anyways, that was a really fun series. Thank you, Dracken and Jonslow, for playing. I definitely want to do more of that. Jonslow did have 1 relic in that game. The economy was pretty weak from both of them. It was just all about the final push. Nothing like a best of 7 going to 7 games. That makes me very, very happy. And I felt like the settings were on point, too.